One of the more requested videos here on College Football 26 that I haven't gotten around to is the #1 athlete for 25 years in the variety of positions that they could potentially give us. So let's get this one underway because you know how it all works. Eric Carlisle being our first one, and it is a quarterback, so always nice to start off with a fun position. You know, with these videos that have a little bit more variety and randomness to the positions, I always get a little worried that you might get stuck with a bunch of offensive linemen. No disrespect to them, but we want to watch some fun players. And how about an elite dev quarterback? He'll be at Notre Dame, and then we move on to the second player, Devin Abreu. Look at that, a wide receiver now, and he'll be a 6'5", 88 speed player. And Carlisle, after not playing as a freshman, already is transferring. And not only that, he's going to Boise State. Things move fast in these videos, and Abreu goes to Clemson, so I'd imagine Eric Carlisle is going to very quickly find himself in the lineup, and here he is for Boise State, already taking a nice jump up about the mid-80s. Abreu, star development at Clemson, looks like he could be an absolutely monstrous wide receiver with almost limitless skill caps, the height and the talent to be great. And now we have an agile player who looks to be an offensive lineman, Donald Ishmael. But I think it's nice that this is one of maybe the quicker videos where we actually get into some action and not wait like 4 years for somebody to be a starter. Eric Carlisle winning Freshman of the Year in Boise State, 20th in the country, 10-3, and taking on Bowling Green in their bowl game. It's great to see Carlisle not only starting, but he is thriving and throwing to the outside, open man, inside the 5, breaks a tackle, and reaches it for the touchdown. Boise State up by 3 scores and already looking to run away with this one in the fourth quarter of the bowl game against a much more inferior 7-win Bowling Green squad as they have it past midfield. You're probably going to give them this drive to pull off a comeback, maybe, but if not, it looks like it's going to be Boise State walking away with a victory as they get the sack. 2nd down and 15. Incomplete pass turns to 3rd down and 15 as they'll go down the middle of the field and over the head of the receiver. Had a hand up, just too tall for him. Now 4th and 15. Well, they'll go drag route, and even though you got a decent amount of yards after the catch, obviously not going to come close there, and that will wrap things up. Boise runs out most of the clock, 28-10, and Eric Carlisle 3 touchdowns through the air and a season overall. Freshman of the Year, 38 touchdowns to 5 picks. But look at the rushing as well, 720 yards, 7 touchdowns, and a good season top to bottom for a freshman who, I mean, if he wanted to go and transfer up, he can go to a pretty big school right now, but he's going to stick around at Boise State. Ishmael goes to Ohio State, and Carlisle looking great now, 90 overall roughly with the coach boost and everything. And look at Clemson's wide receiver core. I don't know what they're doing over here, but Abreu is the guy we're focusing on, but they also had another guy get a plus 17. Abreu gets a plus 13, maxes out his hands, and is already going to be a starting wide receiver for Clemson. Ishmael, impact dev center, and he is going to have a uphill battle with a deep offensive line for Ohio State. Now Rodarius Grimes, another agile player. This one though, Gem, looks really nice. We'll see if he ends up playing center, guard, tackle. I haven't really followed too much of the top athlete offensive linemen to know what that's going to really look like. Boise State, they go 12-1, don't make the playoffs. That's really unfortunate. 18th in the country, they dominate 52-14 over Syracuse, where Carlisle once again throws 3 touchdowns in his bowl victory, also runs for 70 yards and a touchdown. But it's really disappointing that he wasn't able to get into the playoffs. He ends up with a little bit more efficient season, but the running production, almost 1,000 yards on the ground, and saved his best passing for his game against Syracuse. He threw the ball a lot less. That's why the passing numbers are down. We don't often get to watch 1,000-yard rushing QB, so it's nice to see Carlisle there, and I think he's going to be sticking around for another season. Now we get playoff action, though. Abreu and this new receiving corps for Clemson. Number 4 of the country. They got a first-round bye. Taking on Tennessee now, as it's 24-21 in Tennessee with the football, driving 22-yard line, 2nd down and 2, as they'll go over the middle on the slant route. 2 defenders there, both of them not close enough to make a play on the ball. Now the inside run, broken tackle, and a gain to the 5-yard line. 3rd down and goal, quick to the tight end, puts the defender on the ground, but the defense gets there. Only a 1-yard gain, and they'll have to go for the game-tying field goal. That is good, 24-24, and I want to see what this offense is going to do with these two receivers, but I was talking about the receivers and how the quarterback was going to give him the football. Well, he's just going to keep it himself for a big run on the read option. Now using his arm, he'll deliver a 10-yarder, second down and inches. Back to the read option again. Gets a block to the outside. I would say less maybe a block, but more just kind of running into him to slow him down. Seals the edge enough to get that first down. Then a screen is going to get them another roughly 9-yarder to get it to third down and 1. Sneak it, first down. So a lot of the quarterback rushing coming up big here, converting 3 first downs with his legs. Will he get 4? Yes, he will. And inside the red zone. So 4 first downs, scrambling, running, designed plays, whatever way he does it, is getting them inside the 5 now and to the 2-yard line. Toss it out. Running back's got blockers, but Tennessee's got numbers, and they get him down to the 4. Second and goal, run it again, and he'll get it to the 1-yard line. Third down and goal. Will it be one more time? Yes, it will. Touchdown, Clemson. 31-24 with 3 minutes to go. Tennessee still plenty of time. Injury timeout, though. Get them a clock stoppage here as they go sneak for the first down. All their timeouts still, and they got to go 76 yards and make it 11 there, so make it 65 yards away as they go play action. The quick throw. Open man in the flats. 2 defenders crash on him, get 6 yards. 2-minute warning has hit. Now bubble to the outside on the RPO. Nice open field tackle. Got off the block. Wrapped him up. Third down and 2. And Tennessee getting chased, and he scrambles. First down with just 90 seconds to play. 4-man rush for Clemson. Delivering over the middle with the broken tackle. And he gets free to the 32. And 1:20 to go. Finally, the first timeout used. And Tennessee just cutting them up in the middle of the field. Sweeping on the run. You can afford to run the football, especially if you're going to get 6 yards. And now 45 seconds to play. From the 7, end zone, touchdown wide open. Clemson just could not cover over the middle, and now they have a chance to maybe pull something off. You gotta be kidding me. Come on. Fumbled on the first play of the drive. And you may have just thrown the game away in a very quick turn of events where you were looking like you were at least going to go to overtime and maybe have even a chance to go get into field goal range. You turn things around and you're going to lose this game in regulation. First down, and Tennessee able to chew up the rest of the clock, kick a chip shot field goal from 20 yards and win the game. That is so brutal. Like, what do you even do in that situation? Losing a game like that. I mean, that's just heartbreaking. Abreu, really efficient season. Almost 17 yards a grab, 950 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 4 100-yard days. Rodarius Grimes signs with Texas, and we do get to have Eric Carlisle for another season. And look at how unbelievably good he is. I mean, his athletic tools run the football are about as good as it's going to be going to the NFL level. He's going to be up there with the Lamar Jacksons and the Jaden Daniels in terms of pure rushing talent. And Rodarius Grimes, elite development, also plays center, and he is going to be nearly limitless as a prospect for Texas. And you know how Texas develops great offensive linemen. We get a pure possession, what looks to be a tight end. Derek Granger up next, and Eric Carlisle, oh, he had amazing here, and we'll get to see the awards that he's gonna start collecting. And when you see those 2 awards pop up, you know what quickly is gonna follow that. Eric Carlisle's won a Heisman Trophy with 3,100 yards, 31 touchdowns. That's just through the air, not to mention what he did on the ground. And he takes Boise State to the playoffs, 11 seed, another 12 in 1 year. This time, though, it is enough to get him in. Abreu unfortunately got hurt, just under 500 yards in about half the season. Did get 8 touchdowns, though, but we move ahead to the playoffs, so this is going to be fun. Carlisle takes on Ohio State, and right now in the start of the fourth quarter, they're up 38-24, and Ohio State will take over the football, throwing down the same, and a completion where they got to get going on offense. Carlisle and the boys have put up 38, and Ohio State's defense hasn't had much of an answer. They go to man in motion, play fake, and get it to the tight end, crossing the field, and inside the 10. Stone Saunders dealing for this Ohio State offense and going to the end zone right shy of the line, 1 yard away, and the handoff to punch it in. Touchdown Buckeyes. Boise Only up by 7 now. You don't want to play in a situation where you're just trying to hold on and playing to not lose. You got to play to win, and you got to put up maybe another score here if you're going to do it, because Ohio State's offense, they've been rolling today. And Boise, Carlisle delivers in the 43. They'll play action and a decisive throw over the middle. Gets them 9. They're basically in field goal range now in the run. We'll get them the first down. Injury timeout for the starting running back. That's unfortunate as he goes down on the sack now. Really a play fake to be fooled by if the backup running back is in. Carlisle, 13 yards. They go for it on 4th down. I don't know about that, but it works. You could have kicked the field goal for the 2-score lead, but they wanted to play it risky, and it works out there inside the 10 now. 4 minutes to play. Well, you got to punch it in here into Carlisle. High throw, and perfect for the score. 45 on the board for Boise. I really don't know about that 4th down call, because it 2-score game regardless, but hey, take up the time, make it a little bit more difficult. They're playing to win. I said play to not lose, and well, they were playing to win that game, and they might have that win if they can avoid a catastrophic meltdown as Ohio State right to midfield. 3 minutes to play as they go quick to the outside, and even though it's a short pass, it'll get them about 8 yards on the play. Clock ticking as they'll throw to the outside again. Flag is down, and this one looks like it's going to be on Ohio State. Pass interference on the Buckeyes. Back them up. 3rd down and 12. Tough spot to try to dig yourself out of it. In the face of pressure, delivers for the first. Saunders over 400 yards on the day as we get closer to the 2-minute warning, where they are going to hit it 23-yard line. They're running the football. As long as you get out of bounds, it's okay. And he will get out of bounds for 9. Then they go read option. That's fine too. First down stops the clock, but they burn a timeout. That's crucial. They score the touchdown in the next play, but they are down a timeout. Ohio State 38 on the board now. Onside kick. It's picked up by Boise. It's not done yet. They still have to get 1 first down, but Carlisle heads it off. Broken tackle, and that prevents a loss and gets them 6. Now run it again. He's not going to get their 3rd down and 4. And Carlisle, and as he's throwing it complete. That's brutal, but they're going for it. 4th down. They want to ice it here, and they're going deep. It's incomplete. I again don't know about that call. They're really playing it loose. They're playing it risky, and Ohio State can try to win this game now as they're going to go deep themselves. Knocked away. 4th down and 9, and to avoid the catastrophe, it's a swat at the line. Nice job by the Boise D-line. Throwing an incomplete pass on 3rd down that saved them 40 seconds, and then going for it is crazy. But Carlisle, look at that game against Ohio State on the road. That is incredible. Over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns as Penn State now the opportunity to take out back-to-back Big Ten teams. It is going to be 11-1 Penn State, down by 3, but driving already the 31-yard line as they'll go for curl route, first down and right at the 20-yard line. Penn State defense playing a lot better than Ohio State's last week as they'll throw right down the middle. 2 defenders all over them, but just not able to make a play on that football. But they go for a touchdown there. There's a flag down though. That was an RPO. It looks like a legal man downfield. Yes, it is. And that will back them up 5 yards, take the touchdown off the board. They'll go screen down the middle. They don't throw the screen. They throw a slant, and it gets them to the 6-yard line. Now on 3rd and goal. Floats it. End zone. Nice job closing out. And Penn State has to settle for 3. So they had the touchdown for just a moment. It got taken away, and now it's a tie game as Carlisle takes over in the handoff. The running back who got banged up against Ohio State, he's all right. He's back here taking carries and running through this Penn State defense for another 580 yards on the ground for him. Counter as they are going to find their way to 3rd down and 2. 6.5 to go. Keeping it on the ground again, and another first down. Why not? Why throw the football when the run game is working? Now they'll finally throw, and it's completed. Carlisle gets it to 3rd down and 5 as they'll go back to the air. Carlisle, and it's intercepted! That's an ill-advised throw! One defender underneath, one over top, and there was nowhere to fit that football in as the near defender picks it off at Penn State, has it at the 38-yard line, and in field goal range just like that. 3rd down and 1. They'll throw it from a heavy package, get it up to the fullback, and he's got blocking downfield, and he's out running! Touchdown! Fullback in the flats goes all the way! And did not just let a fullback do that to you. Now 4.5 minutes to go. And Boise needs to put points up on the board to respond. 2 unanswered possessions that were scores for Penn State. And the interception. It's been all Nittany Lions in the 4th quarter. Heisman winning. Carlisle's got to do something here. Swings it outside. Wide open. And he even had time to just kind of take a moment to pause after catching that football. Run upfield for 8 yards and then a 1st down conversion there. 48 yards out, run the ball, and Daly's not going to get far. 3rd down and 11 as Carlisle throwing it deep. He's going to go, end zone, incomplete. 4th and 11, they're trying to kick a 58-yarder. Kick off the upright, no good. That's a hard situation to be in. 4th and long, down by 7 with 3 to go. You go for it and fail, you give them good field position. You kick the field goal and fail, you give them good field position. Kick the field goal and make it, still you're down, but it's a situation where you can score a touchdown and win it. And then going for it on 4th down, it's just not likely to get it on 4th and 11. You were in a tough spot regardless. I think I might have just said either go for it or punt. I don't know if field goal was the move there. They will eventually get a stop, get the football back. 1:20 to go as Carlisle, immediately picked off and loses the game right then and there. Penn State's defense comes up huge in the 4th quarter. 2 interceptions, and they get it done here as Carlisle will seemingly end his college career. I don't imagine he'll come back for another season. He'll end it with a 3-pick game, but that doesn't take away from the incredible season he had. 3,600 yards, 37 touchdowns, 5 picks, completing 71% of his passes. And then when you look at what he did in a game-by-game basis, some really good performances. Rushing the ball, 1,100 yards and 14 more touchdowns. If you're wondering with those passing numbers, why was he the Heisman? Well, look at the rushing numbers combined. Yeah, he went pretty crazy with over 4,000 yards of offense, over 45 touchdowns. Set a high bar. The first player is a 1st-round draft pick Heisman winner. I think that's going to be a hard one to top, but Devin Abreu is looking pretty dang good right now. Let's hope he could stay fully healthy this season, as Ishmael for Ohio State still sticking around. Minimal increases to himself. Grimes still backing up at Texas, and our new player Granger, tight end, actually goes to Minnesota, from Minnesota, so staying home. Star development for him, and yeah, looks like he could be a great tight end. Tight ends are very hit or miss in this game. Either they're great or they're just absolutely nothing. Will Drew is our next player, and he's a bust from Virginia, but a bust top-tier player, still a pretty good player. You just hope he's not normal development. Ismail was starting for Ohio State, and they made the playoffs. The issue is he got absolutely dominated in that one. So back-to-back playoff exits in the 1st round for Ohio State. But look at the season. 1,000 snaps played and no sacks allowed. You'll take that. Clemson, meanwhile, no playoffs for them. 7-5. Abreu having to just settle for a bowl game against a ranked Iowa squad. 17-16 your score in the quick throw. And that is to Abreu for the 1st down to the 3-yard line. 2nd down and goal. End zone touchdown. Abreu was, I guess, just spectated in that one because the other receiver brings it in. 24-16. Your score now as Iowa with the football throwing. 1st down. That was a little behind him, but he still reeled that one in. Tough one to grab, but nice catch as the running back running through defenders, gaining 9 on the play. 2nd down and 1. Heavy formation. They'll toss it out. And nice job getting through. And brings him down for a 4-yard loss. 3rd down and 5. As they'll go deep middle. Pick picked off. 2 defenders there. No chance at that one. And he's got it right to the 38-yard line. Nice return as well. And setting up the Clemson offense to take a 2-score lead. And the read option is going to help them go a long way in doing that. Cuts the field in half to the 19-yard line. Stretch is going to have them losing to 3rd down and long with 5 minutes to play. They'll just settle for a quick throw to the outside. I think they were pretty content taking the field goal there, just making it a 2-score game as the kick is good. And Iowa down by 11 now, as they will continue to maybe try to run this football a little bit more, but you don't have many run opportunities left in you, especially 3rd down and 2 here. You don't get it. 4th down and 2, got to go for it. That quad formation on the right side, they throw it left, and the only receiver out there is the one who brings it in, and he'll have it to the 41-yard line. Now down the middle, this time no interception. They find a man for a completion, 38-yard line. Quick pass, and that one jumped. Almost taken back the other way. Got away with that one. And Iowa, look at all the time in the pocket here. Throwing it. Deep ball. And so this one picked up. And this quarterback didn't know what to do with all that time. He just still threw it into coverage. I mean, it was one-on-one, but he didn't really give your receiver that much of a chance. It wasn't like some jump ball. It was a laser down there. Let's look at that run. Through for a 1st down. Iowa out of timeouts here. One more will do it. Running through another defender. Iowa can't tackle. If you can't tackle, you can't win. And Clemson seals the game 27-16 and puts a bowl win on the board of Abreu. 78 yards, 7 catches on the season as a whole. Just over 1,000 yards, 1,004 to be exact, and 8 touchdowns, 3 100-yard performances. And with a 96 overall, yeah, you're going to be going to the NFL. So even though production-wise he wasn't anything crazy, he'll be going to the NFL. And Granger is also going to transfer from Minnesota pretty quickly. Abreu, round 1. Granger goes to Nebraska, and Will Drew will be going to Notre Dame. So Notre Dame already grabs another player. Let's see if this one sticks around. Ismail for Ohio State back in as a starter. We'll see if we get to see some action from him. Rodarius Grimes, Texas. I mean, they have so many talented offensive linemen. It's, who knows when he's going to get to play. Granger for Nebraska is developing pretty nicely, and Will Drew is impact dev, but he's a 73 overall, which is probably going to be as low as we see in this video. I find it hard to believe we're going to see much lower than that. Next player looks like he could be a running back, which would be some fun. And we go to the playoffs, where there is no action for us to speak of. And Donald Ismail, he played 10 games, but he got injured. Torn labrum. He is out for the remainder of the year, so we won't get any action from him. Derek Granger, 13 grabs as the backup tight end for Nebraska, and Ismail just goes to the NFL. So, I mean, how about a blowout and then an injury, and then he just leaves. Grimes, transferring, championship contender, but you could probably also argue playing time. And Will Drew, speaking of playing time, at a 73 overall impact, probably wasn't going to see much action for Notre Dame, so he's going to be moving on too. Ismail goes in the 2nd round. Grimes goes to LSU. You could already see Texas had their other center also transfer. And Will Drew, that's a big step down from Notre Dame to Old Dominion. And then the running back, he didn't commit anywhere. And not only that, I advanced ahead. He never popped up. So we're going to actually go to the next guy who was only 1 spot lower in the overall nation ranking, an edge rusher who goes to Ole Miss. Yeah, he was just a player that Bayer just never popped up. Like, he just never showed. Not this year, not next year. I looked. Trust me, he didn't pop up. It is what it is. We just moved to the next one, though. So he is the top guy that committed. You could see here. I mean, he didn't pop up as a true freshman. This dude named Bayer did, who was also a freshman, but he's a redshirt freshman, so it's not him. And yeah, we go to this guy, Celesi Patuto. I hope I said that right. Hey, he's an edge rusher, though, at Ole Miss. It looks like he could become a beast, and we keep it moving. Carter Shorts. Now, we do have a running back, and this one is a bust, but maybe we'll actually get to see him commit. A Texas running back, and we move to the season where we could see Ole Miss is in the playoffs, but our guy's not starting. Derek Granger. All right, we're dealing with a little injury bug here. Partial PCL tear, 7 games played, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. We're dealing with a little bit of injuries here. Will Drew It was at Old Dominion, so we weren't expecting much. 68 tackles, though. And we moved to LSU. So here is Grimes, sat on the bench for years at Texas. Finally getting to play now, and he's taking on North Texas in the bowl game as a quick throw outside, fakes it to the running back, gets it to the receiver, and 75 yards later, we are in for the touchdown. LSU takes the lead with 30 seconds into the fourth quarter, going down as North Texas takes over, and the screen will get for a 3rd down and 4 opportunity. One thing I have noticed, there's a couple of teams, lower end teams, that do really well in sim. North Texas, I always feel like it's taking home Heisman trophies maybe once every 25-year sim. I feel like I see a North Texas quarterback win a Heisman trophy. So they're out here, they're doing their thing. There's a couple of teams that as I've done these videos and really gone through the hundreds of years of simulating that I've just kind of noticed are a little bit better than some other teams. And North Texas, I definitely think on the higher end of these non-power schools, it's 3rd down and 14. They go QB draw. That's going to lose them 2 yards. I really am questioning that play call as LSU takes over, and the pass rush eventually gets in. He had a lot of time. No one got open, though. 2nd down and 15 as they'll go for an open receiver this time around, breaking a tackle and getting to the 32-yard line. So got 2 big plays in the passing game. Now in the run game, he's shedding through. He gets 16, and they are in the red zone, ready to take a 2-score lead as they'll float one for the corner of the end zone. He is wide open. That's not even close to anybody being near him. And North Texas, I do not know how that coverage happened as they go read option here. 2nd down and 1. They convert for a 1st down as they need a touchdown in the worst way if they want to make a comeback in this one. Instead, they're throwing an interception. LSU takes it back, and with the nice return into the 35-yard line of North Texas, they put up a field goal, sealed the game. 17-point victory for the Tigers. And Grimes he misses 1 game, but he plays just under 1,000 snaps and 1 sack allowed. Carter Shorts, running back, ends up committing to Oklahoma State. And Granger, now healthy, and we'll see if he can get involved in the offense a little bit more. He averaged about 40 yards a game last season. We'll see what it's looking like this time around. Will Drew, back for Old Dominion, just sticking around. Patuto, that's how you pronounce it. Patuto? Patuto sounds right, but I don't know. Carter Shorts, oh boy, he's normal development. That's not good. I don't know what his future is going to look like. Kentrell Pitts, though, contested specials. How about 6'5" with really good attributes here? And Nebraska does make the playoffs. Their tight end, Granger, is healthy. We'll eventually get to that one, but first we got Drew, linebacker for Old Dominion, out here in the first play of the 4th quarter. Look at that deep bomb! Beautiful throw and a touchdown for Old Dominion. That's about as perfect as it gets on a downfield throw, just splitting through the defense and taking a 13-point lead on a 10-win Florida International squad. Now, flag is down after the 1st down completion, and we've seen some a little troubles on RPO so far in this video. We'll give them a holding call and back it up, take the 1st down away. 3rd down and 12 as they'll throw outside, and that's picked off. Old Dominion's defense coming up with a big play now. And a 2-score lead now and a scoring opportunity. Old Dominion throwing underneath, and they will get upended. That was a 3-and-out, but even still a 3-and-out, you're still going to get a field goal. Good. And while it remains a 2-score game, now you got to tack on some 2-point conversions to Florida International if they're going to want to pull this one off. That catch and run gets them a long way down the field to the 49-yard line, handing the football off. He'll go one-on-one in the open field and go down. 47-yard line, 3rd down and 5. Quick throw on the blitz as they beat it for a 1st. He's got 3 picks on the day, just 2 touchdowns to go along with it. So it's been a rough game for their quarterback, but still a faint opportunity in this one. Jet pass is just enough for the 1st. 3rd down and 7, another conversion opportunity up top. Pass is almost picked. It's incomplete. 4th down and 7, and they are going to keep it alive to the 1-yard line. And the handoff to punch it in, no good. 3rd down and goal from the 1. Run it again, no good again. 4th down and goal from the 2. They fake the jet, run it again, did not get it. And that is an incredible goal line stand. 4 plays for the 1-yard line. None of them resulting in a touchdown. Though still, they will go 3 and out. They took some time off the clock, but FIU keeps all their timeouts. So, I mean, a sack here. It's not over, but I mean, it's just about over, it seems like. 3rd down and 18. Even still in these long conversion opportunities, though, the Panthers keep on just surviving, hanging around inside the red zone now. And from the 19, they are going to step up and run. They are inside the 10, 2nd and inches, and the throw. They grab a 1st down, completion, goal to go, 1:30 to play, and touchdown. Gotta get the 2-point conversion, though. They still have 2 timeouts, as the 2-point try is good. All right, really not over. Onside kick picked up by Old Dominion, but if they get a 3 and out, they will get a chance in this one. They just have to get the 3 and out. 2nd down throw is caught. And dangerous to throw the football there, but it'll get him to 3rd down and 4. Speed option. He's stopped, and it's 4th down. They are in long distance field goal range, but they punt it away. And I guess there is a chance here. 27 seconds, no timeouts. Got to go 85 yards, though. And they will complete a pass for a 1st down. 22 seconds, and they spike the football. 15 seconds, down the middle. Caught. Back to the line they go. They spike it with 9 seconds to play. Another throw. It's caught. 5 seconds, 1st down. I don't know if they're going to get the playoff in time, though. 5 seconds. Clock starts running. And to the line. He's clapping. He wants the ball. He's not going to get it off in time. And that was a lot more scary than I feel like it should have been. But hey, the Old Dominion squad, their defense holds on, and Will Drew ends up with a 64 tackle, 1 interception, 4 tackle for loss, 1 forced fumble season. So a pretty alright linebacker year. And Derek Granger, meanwhile, going over to him. How about that? Best tight end in the nation. I guess all he needed to do was just stay healthy. And he is alright now because he's got 10 touchdowns and takes Nebraska to the playoffs, where they are on the verge of taking the lead, and they do. Touchdown from inside the 5. 21-17 over North Carolina, as the Tar Heels have a completion for 6 yards on the play. Feel like I said earlier, tight ends are so hit or miss in these videos. We don't get a lot of them, but the ones that we do, either they are awesome and they are among the best in the nation, or we just have them sitting in an offense where they don't throw to the tight end and they get like 300 yards and they do nothing. So it really just depends. They are so team dependent, as North Carolina incomplete on 3rd down, and they have to punt it away. Nebraska takes over, and they complete a pass to the outside for 8 yards. 2nd down and 2, run it up the middle. That's a wide open lane for 9 yards at a 1st down. The running back's on 115 yards on just 15 carries. A nice power rush in there, gets the sack. 2nd down and 16, and the pressure, and again, sacked again. 3rd down and 21, as they will throw one deep. I guess there's not much else you can do, and I thought he brought that one in for a second. It's incomplete, though, and North Carolina takes over, where they immediately deliver a big play to the 27 of Nebraska. 5.5 to go. Stepping up and just gets it down underneath, where he's going to have 6 on the play. 5 minutes to go from the 21-yard line, as he'll go outside now, left side of the field, underneath for the 1st, and over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns through the air for the quarterback. And Enzo looking for 3rd, and he's got his 3rd. Score for the Tar Heels, and they got the lead, 24-21, with 4.5 to play. And the play action sack, and 3 sacks, all of them coming in the last 2 drives. All of their sack production this game is coming at the right time. Screen on 3rd and 11, no good. They'll have 7, but not enough. They'll have to punt, in North Carolina taking over now with the lead, with the ball. 2nd and 13, 3 minutes to go, and the pressure now from Nebraska in, but they can get the sack. They force a throwaway, not bad. 3rd down and 13, at least the throwaway preserves some time as they get the stop here, and a timeout burned. 2:45 to play as Nebraska runs the ball and loses 3. Now they go to 3rd down and 9 after getting some of those yards back. Hennessy's throwing incomplete. 4th down and 9. Game on the line potential. They'll throw short of the line. He's not able to run for it. Turn it over on downs. And Nebraska's offense has done nothing since scoring that 1 touchdown at the start of the 4th quarter. 2-minute warning and a 1st down will end it. Off the read option, they'll get it closer. We will jump ahead to a 3rd down and 1, the game-defining play to give Nebraska a chance. They get the 1st down and they get the touchdown. And you didn't need to score, but you get it to look a little bit nicer on the final scoreboard to win by 10 rather than winning by 3. Granger, meanwhile, just a single catch on the game, nearly shut out for the best tight end in the nation. Award winner, 770 yards and 10 touchdowns on the year. He becomes a 4th-round draft pick and will probably have a pretty solid NFL career. Kentrell Pitts, how about another Notre Dame player? Hey, will he stick around? I think Notre Dame's had, 2 players already, and they both transferred? So let's see if 3rd time's the charm. And we move ahead. Drew's still starting at Old Dominion. And we got Ole Miss player starting to contribute now, I would imagine. Carter Shorts, I don't know if he's going to get any playing time at Oklahoma State. He might need the transfer to do so. Kentrell Pitts, star development wide receiver, looks to be pretty nice. And we move to the next prospect, Kelvin Iverson, a linebacker, and really nice coverage linebacker. It says he's a thumper, but hey, that's some pretty good coverage stuff. So Petuto, 7 games played, so he got banged up, but he had 4.5 sacks, so he equaled his previous season sack total and did it in a lot less games. So he's kind of in that rotational pass rush role for them, and he's going to probably step into their primary pass rusher next season as we go back to Old Dominion. Will Drew, a consistent starter for this team, 17-20 as we have a flag down, deep ball pass interference as Miami of Ohio has the ball, has the lead. And with a pass interference, it got him closer, but then a sack knocks them back, probably at a field goal range. Now trying to find their way back into it as they run to get it to 3rd down and 7. 34-yard line, an incomplete pass. They will try the field goal from 51. They got themselves back in. I think actually maybe that field goal would have been good from like 57 plus. That was a good boot on him as a sack comes in. Miami of Ohio backs them up 2nd and 19 from their own 8. He'll step up and throw. Completion! And he had to step up to avoid the rush, maybe even avoid the safety there as it was kind of close to the end zone, and he ends up delivering for a big 1st down, and they lose 4 yards on that 1st down play on the next set of downs. 3rd down and long, throwing it deep, just using all of his arm strength, and it's swatted down. Miami of Ohio with the 6-point lead now in the read option into Old Dominion territory, just like that. And I have to think, with that kicker, you're probably in field goal range. It's 60 from here, but he showed that he can hit it from that deep, and they will get a good bit closer here. 3rd down and 6. Play action. 36-yard line, outside, into the red zone. And Old Dominion's defense, not much of an answer right now as they are moving it closer, taking their time. And the offense of Old Dominion's barely touched this football as they shed a sack, throwing out of bounds, preserving a little bit of yardage. And they'll kick another field goal to make it a 2-score game. 9 points down with 5 to go as Old Dominion's offense has to do something here. You'd have to think that this is a do-or-die possession for them as they'll go down the field. 2 men down there, incomplete. 4th down and 8, going for it, gotta go, and is gonna go down. And Old Dominion has done nothing on offense, just nothing. And with 4 minutes to go, a 3rd down situation is going to be a scramble. He's not going to get there, but this is a chip shot field goal. And they actually pass it up. Okay, I kind of like this because this is to go for a 3-score lead. And instead, he's running a lot of lateral, not too much vertically. And he's ending up running along the sidelines to only get like 2 yards there. But he traveled a good amount of distance to only get like 2 yards on that play and turn the football over on downs, where Old Dominion is just going down again. They have the running back in for help, but even still, it's a safety now. And the 2 points on the board and possession lost. As Old Dominion, this is about as bad of a performance as you're going to see in one of these bowl games that we hop into, as Miami of Ohio is sealing this one up. Game over. That was ugly. They couldn't block on offense, and they couldn't do much on defense. I mean, they didn't allow, like, touchdowns, but they just allowed the ball to be moved down the field on them. Will Drew actually had a pick in that bowl game and ends up with 6.5 sacks, 9 tackles for loss, so using him a little bit more as a blitzer, and it was pretty effective. So we move on to the offseason. Carter Shorts does transfer due to pro potential. He goes to Kansas, and Iverson ends up at Missouri. So we will see what that does for Shorts to see if he gets some playing time. I would imagine Kansas probably has some better running backs too. Yeah, Ole Miss's edge rusher, he will be a lot more of a contributor this year. And when I looked for him at Kansas, Shorts, I guess he changed his mind. He's not at Kansas. He's at Texas Tech. It's weird how that happens. But yeah, he's at Texas Tech now and still not going to be playing much. Kentrell Pitts should be getting some more opportunities now with Notre Dame, and Kelvin Iverson as a linebacker. Star development. I am interested by the archetypes of these players because it seems like athletes, when they are a certain position, have the same archetype. As we have a gem here, it's another pure possession tight end, but he looks amazing. He is 6'7" with 88 speed. It looks like he could be an absolute monster. What I have noticed though is with these athletes so far, whatever position they are, they have kind of the same archetype. All linemen are agile, all linebackers are thumpers, all tight ends are pure possession, all wide receivers are contested, all quarterbacks are dual threats, at least so far. That's unfortunate that like there isn't more diversity, as Will Drew, you seen there, is banged up, so we'll miss another bowl game. There's been some real injury issues hitting us. I think that's like the 4th player that has had their season cut short due to an injury. But yeah, we're in the playoffs now. Notre Dame, Tennessee, and that's going to be Kentrell Pitts getting in some action as Tennessee with the football down by 3. But yeah, I feel like the archetypes of these athletes don't really always match the type of player that they actually are. Like that linebacker who's a thumper, I mean, he's got really good coverage stats. He should not be a thumper in that pure possession tight end. I don't know if his height, weight, speed, archetype type of player is that of a pure possession. I don't know. A touchdown for Tennessee, though. I guess I won't ramble too much about it, but it's just a little odd. As Notre Dame is getting a sack here, and they are backed up. 3rd down and 15, but they find a receiver, 1st down, and down by 4. Quarterback's got 4 touchdowns on the day, 5 minutes to go, and they find another pass caught coming across the middle of the field for the 1st down, as the quick slant on the RPO. 1st down again. Their quarterback's dicing up right now. The defense, 4th down and inches after the sneak fails. They'll run the football. And nice job. Oh, we got past the defense. Behind the line of scrimmage, behind the line to gain. Turns it into a big run to the 15-yard line. That is a huge move by the running back. And now give him the ball again. 3rd down, doesn't get it. 4th down and 6. They got to go for it, though. 4th down, 6 yards out, 2 defenders in, sacked him. And that is such an unfortunate way to potentially end this game, because you're going to have to get a stop here, and I don't know if that's going to be all that easy. They get him down again, 3rd down and 7, Tennessee to ice things, gets it, 1st down, game over. Man, you had it. You had it in the red zone with a chance to take the lead. Couldn't get it done, though, in Notre Dame. Pitts, I mean, he was really effective on those last, couple of plays. He was getting involved, had a big game. How about 1,000 yards? Just over 1,000, but 18 touchdowns, and he also saved his best game for the Tennessee game. So, awesome to see there. And now we go to Ole Miss, and they have a edge rusher out there, Patudo. I'm just going to call him that because that sounds right to me, but someone could feel free to correct me. He's now finally out and out, 3-down player for them, and he's playing great ball right now as Ole Miss 20-7, and they are getting sacked. Cal may be down by 13, but they can get off the field here, and they will. Speed option on 3rd and 17 is going to lose them yards, so Cal takes over the football we get to see this number 1 ranked Ole Miss team. They got a first round bye. They are 12-1. They have been great this season, so I mean, they are about as big of a favorites to go all the way as you can get. As a 4th down opportunity, Cal not going to get stopped here. They move it ahead and a 1st down. They're going to deliver a pass for an open receiver just past the defender, and he had enough separation to be open there, get a catch all the way to the 35-yard line, where Cal really has an opportunity to make this a 1-score game. Man in motion. They're going to swing it out to him. 1-on-1 in the open field. Nice tackle by the Ole Miss defense. 3rd down and 5. Quick passes caught for the 1st. And they get it right back to the 24-yard line. 2nd down and 10. Open man breaks the tackle, the 1-yard line. If the throw was a little bit better, he probably would have went in for the touchdown. But instead, it don't matter. They punch it in right after. As now Ole Miss only up by 6. But what a grab. What a throw. The throw in one-on-one coverage. That should have been Cal all day stopping that. But instead now, with the opportunity to put this game away, 3rd down and 8. It's close. It's 4th and inches. They're going to go for it. And they got it. That was just another bold call. And 1 first down to get out of here with a victory. And the run will get him just that. So Cal put in the touchdown. Couldn't get the ball back. And Ole Miss moves into the semifinals 20-14. And they go take on Clemson. Number 5, Clemson. 13 wins versus 13 wins. One's got 1 loss, though. One's got 2. As Clemson, they're up by 7, and they're driving to the red zone to the 16-yard line after that run. Tigers at the 16, they'll hand it off, and that is a stop in the backfield, loss of 1. 3rd down and 11, they go play action, send the extra man on the blitz. They get the stop off the field, but they are gonna allow a chip shot field goal, which is going to get them down by 2 scores. It's been Ole Miss's defense that has been their real shining star this year, but it's going to be up to the offense to try to come back out of this hole that they are in. 1st down completion there as they have a 34-yard line. 2nd down and 9, play action. 6:30 to play. And they go underneath for a catch and a run to a 3rd and 1 situation. Quarterback's played a pretty clean game. Sneak it for the 1st down. He's going to have to do a lot more in these final 5.5. Play action. And Clemson's D-line gets in. Sacked him. 3rd down and 15. And a long way to go. A lot of time. He's scrambling. He's trying to extend the play. Gets it out of bounds to avoid the sack. 4th and 15. They got to go with under 5. And they complete it right at the line. 1st down. Just enough as they keep this game in a within reach spot, as they can settle for a field goal here if they want to go for the field goal first. It's 3.5 to go. Can only afford to run the ball so many times, though, as that completion is going to keep them inbound 7 yards. 3:20 to play, and they'll get hit as he's throwing, but he delivers! Touchdown! And that is an impressive play. Take the shot, stand, deliver, score. 3-point game. Now the kickoff for Clemson, right down the middle, and a big return to the 45. Huge return by Clemson to get them 1 play into field goal range potentially, as now Ole Miss needs to get them out on this set of downs. But the play action, oh, he threw a pick! Oh, come on, Clemson, what are you doing there? Picked off. Ole Miss has 2 minutes and down by 3 to get into field goal range. You're looking at maybe 20, 25 yards, and it's going to be 4th and 1 just like that. 90 seconds to go. Clemson pressure. Clemson, incomplete pass. They forced it out. And Clemson, 1 play is going to get them the 1st down to seal the game. And they get away with 1 there, because throwing a pick in that situation almost feels like you deserve to lose. But they come out on top. And 14 sacks, 18 tackles for loss. What a season here. And he had 2 3-sack games, a really impressive, productive year. Old Dominion's linebacker Will Drew, he doesn't get drafted. And he's seen that team as like a 50 overall. And how about Nene, the tight end? potentially, like, I don't want to say generational, but like a really high-end talented tight end. He goes to Minnesota. Minnesota got the last tight end. He transferred immediately. Let's see if this one sticks around. As Kentrell Pitts, speaking of sticking around, Notre Dame finally seeming to have a receiver or just a player in general in this video sticking around. Kelvin Iverson here for Missouri, getting a little bit better. And yeah, you could see, look at Nene. He's already got maxed out power. What? Like, that's what I mean with the archetypes. It just doesn't feel like that should be his archetype. He feels, I mean, maybe more like a vertical threat type of tight end. It's weird. Carter Shorts, meanwhile, yeah, he's still here. He's finally getting backup running back reps, 400 yards, but just not really getting a whole lot of playing time. Missouri, meanwhile, dominates in their bowl game, 41-13 over Duke, as Iverson starting plays a pretty good season for a first-year linebacker, 100 tackles, 2 picks, sack and a half. And we go to Minnesota. So Max Nene is starting day one as a tight end for them, and they're taking on San Diego State. So you don't anticipate him transferring due to playing time, at least. So Minnesota maybe has a chance to keep him around, unless he wants to transfer maybe due to like championship contender, coach prestige, or something like that. But he should be sticking around here as the handoff. It's a 9-9 game. 3 field goals apiece game, a weird one, as Minnesota looking to take the lead here, and they are in field goal range with 8 minutes to play, 23-yard line. We'll see if somebody can finally find the end zone, as that completion will get them to 2nd down and 5 in the red zone now, as they'll go outside, picked off, jumped in, took it back, and the offensive lineman tracks them down at the 42 and flipping it right to San Diego State, where they get into Minnesota territory. And just like that, what seemed like a Minnesota lead now could very well turn into a San Diego State lead. Both teams 8-4 and looking for that 9th win on the season, as that one was jumped but not picked off, and they'll end up settling for 3. So Minnesota had their chance to pick it off right back, couldn't do it, and another field goal, 12-9. How about the classic 7 field goal game, as Max Nene, that's number 83, making the grab there. So you see him getting a first down and then delivering a block for the running back to get a first down, as he's got good efficiency on his 9 carries. Completion there. Minnesota, hey, I think they're in field goal range. I'm not expecting any touchdowns to be scored here, 5 minutes to play, as they're going to step up and run. He's got the first down. He's got more, and to the 21 with 4:40 to play. Play action, blitz sent in. He gets around, fumbles the football, and San Diego State picks it up. Just did not see him, and nobody blocked him, as that is a ridiculous 2-yard completion. I mean, that is a whole lot of difficulty for a whole little amount of yards. 3rd down and 8. Got a wide open man, and San Diego State's going to start trying to run out this clock. 3 minutes to go, up the middle, stopped it for a 1-yard loss. 3rd down and 9, as Minnesota burns the timeout, and they'll go deep. Ball, one-on-one, incomplete pass, and Minnesota will have one more try at it. Would love to see Max Nene get the football here, as this receiver getting a wide open play. He's up over 100 yards on the day, so maybe keep feeding him if you're going to want a chance at this one, as they're going to tuck and run it. First down past midfield, and sliding at the 45-yard line. I mean, you just need a field goal. I mean, that's all this game has taken to just tip it in your favor, is 1 touchdown for a win, as the broken tackle there is going to make him still lose 2 on the play. 3rd down and 6. Blitz in it again, another unblocked defender. 4th and 11, you knocked him out of field goal range. And now a 4th and 11, not even close. San Diego State is going to deliver for 1 first down and end the game. No touchdowns, 7 field goals. What a game, as Nene 3 catches, 34 yards, but as a true freshman tight end, 350 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's a pretty whatever season, but at least he got out there and was the out-and-out starter for them. We'll see what he can do as his career progresses. As we go to Ole Miss now, their edge rusher, how about dominating in round 1 of the playoffs? They got to take on Troy in round 1, so good stuff there from them. As we have double playoff action, Kentrell Pitts here for Notre Dame also involved. Both teams now in the 2nd round. Notre Dame got the 1st round bye. Ole Miss took care of business in their game. Will they see each other maybe, as Notre Dame, they're up by 13 after punting the football away, and SMU Gonna have to do something here. They got a good start on their drive with a 5-yard run at the 41-yard line. Sweep it to the outside. Loses all those 5 yards he just got. 3rd down and 10. As the Mustangs throw it deep, and a flag is down. It's incomplete, but that flag will bail them out. It's gonna be a pass interference on just a, I don't know if I'd call that an underthrown deep ball, but more just kind of a jump ball situation, as they will get another 3rd down spot. Well, I don't think you're getting another pass interference here, as they're going to go down the field, and, well, that one's just going to be reeled in. Oh, and he scores it. Touchdown. 2 defenders. No one got the ball. No one got the receiver, and they got a touchdown off of it. 7 on the board, and now down by 6 is SMU. That ball thrown up top. Oh, it's picked off. And Notre Dame, what are you doing? You're unraveling very quickly now. 6-point lead, and SMU now has the ball at the 34-yard line. Just like that, they're going to run the football. 1st down. As they get to the 30-yard line, 6 to go. And the 4-man rush is going to get them a wide open man. They didn't get pressure. They didn't get good coverage. They run the ball. And from the 8-yard line, SMU to take the lead. Scrambling around. He's running. He's got it. Touchdown. SMU is on top just like that. What in the world just happened, Irish? That is a disastrous last, 3 minutes of this game, as they got to come back out here and get those points on the board again. Read option, and he'll have it in SMU territory. 45-yard line, quick throw on the RPO, 1st down completion, as we haven't seen much of Kentrell Pitts yet, and they'll run the ball, and no gain. 3rd down and 10. Screen, running back, got it, and they are at the 30, 4th down though, but I think they're pretty comfortable taking this field goal. Kick is good, and Notre Dame regains the lead with 2 to go. So it was a lot of screens, a lot of RPOs, a lot of short stuff, running back, read options, but it got the job done, and now the defense not looking too good right now. SMU catch and run to the 45, free rusher, gets it out. I mean, it would have been a sack or a 5-yard loss either way. I mean, you lose yards on the play. It just is a matter of how you do it. 3rd down and 13, though. They have to run it back, get free. Come on, defense for Notre Dame. Screen, running back again. Another 1st down. And into the red zone. Notre Dame's out of timeouts. They can't do anything. I mean, at this point, you might as well just let them score, but I don't think they're going to do that. 3rd and 13 with a minute to go. I mean, don't throw an incomplete pass if you're SMU. Yeah, just run it, dive down, get it down to 20 seconds, kick the field goal, take the lead, and now with 18 seconds and no timeouts, Notre Dame is just going to throw it short of the sticks. Yeah, I mean, that's probably just done there. 6 seconds to go, 26-yard line, throw, caught. I mean, it's inbounds, though, couldn't get out in time, and with 1 second to go, that'll tick off the clock, and somehow, someway, Notre Dame has managed to lose that game, up by 13, go down within 3 minutes, get a field goal, but then allow it right back to lose by 1. And now for the playoffs. Kentrell Pitts, I mean, a good game. 98 yards, 2 touchdowns, just kind of disappeared in the 4th quarter. I think that was just more so a factor of the offensive play calling, not really him. But he had a nice season overall, under 1,000 yards, but still put up touchdowns. It just wasn't as good of a year as his freshman year. Let's move over to Ole Miss. They were #1 in the country last year, had a 1st-round bye, got knocked out. This year, they are still one of the favorites, dominated in round 1. Here they are in round 2. And their edge rusher that we are kind of spectating here had a dominant season. He was unbelievable. And now trying to get a championship to right off the end of his career, go to the NFL. I mean, but if you're going to do that, though, you're going to have to take out this Miami squad. Miami always a tough out in these videos. 14-10 your score. Miami with the ball, with the lead. Deep ball down the field. Intercepted. Ole Miss's defense inside the 30. Spinning up an defender and gets it to the 28. Ole Miss's defense handing them a free opportunity and then a wide open receiver. Touchdown. 2 plays and the lead for the Rebels. 17-14, 7 minutes to play. 31-yard line, run the ball right up the middle. They will get a first down as Miami to the air now. Short, and he'll get 2 on the play. 3rd down and 8, 41-yard line. Deep ball again. Will it be? It is not going to happen. He had it in his hands, but just couldn't keep it in there. Ole Miss takes the ball back and threatening to go 3 and out now. 3rd down and 9. They'll go outside, and now they throw an interception, and now Miami has it in a very similar spot to where Ole Miss has got their pick. We'll see if they can get their touchdown right back, as they will get a completion for a first down and immediately get 15 yards. Get it to the 12, run it up the middle, lot of room, and he's in for the score. So Miami does just what Ole Miss does. Interception, cash it in, touchdown, back on top. 4-point game as Ole Miss swings it out. Running back stays in bounds and gets the first down. That's a huge play. Play action now on 1st and 10. Get to the tight end. Who's got room to run? And he's got it to the 47-yard line. 3:30 to go as they go read option. Defender bites and a lot of room and a first down. And Ole Miss moving the football. Just got to play it. You know, don't throw a pick here like you did in the last drive. Just got to play it safe. You have time as the play action. 91 for Miami. Really had a chance in there. He was just left not knowing who to go after, and that play action just good enough to give him a first down, because that should have been a sack, I feel like. 3rd down and 9 to the end zone. Touchdown, Rebels. 24-21 now. And Ole Miss looking to head to the final 4 as they will have a completion shy of the line. 3rd down and 1. 1:10 to play for the Hurricanes. And that throw in coverage, incomplete. 4th down and 1. Game on the line, they'll run it. It's stopped. Not going to happen for Miami. And the game is over. Move to the final 4. A lot of sacks came in, and one from our guy as a whole. Miami allowed 4 sacks, and now 14-0. Michigan, #1 in the country, is the hurdle to try to overcome if you're going to go to a national championship. As Ole Miss right now, they are close. They have the football down by 4 at the 47-yard line. Run it, and they will have it at the 45, now crossing midfield to Michigan territory. 2nd down and 2, read option. Good blocking from the receivers, and he'll have 10 more on that one. 8:20, run, shooting the gap in. They just had no one to block him. 3rd down and 13. They're taking a shot deep. Got positioning, catches it, breaks off, touchdown, Ole Miss. He put it up there, boxed him out, stayed in bounds and on his feet, and got in. That's an incredible play to give them the lead as Michigan off read option. Now both quarterbacks seeming like they can move the football with their legs and their arm, and they are going to have it at the 46-yard line. 6 minutes to play. Blitz sent it from Ole Misses. It'll get beat for a near first down. I really thought that was a first down. They'll sneak it ahead anyway. That was really close, but still midfield. 2nd down and 10, and in the flats they'll find a receiver for 8 yards. 3rd down and 2. Just another quick throw. I mean, it's hard to get a sack when they're throwing the football in under 2 seconds, because that is about as good as processing as you can have if you are a quarterback and you're taking on this great pass rush. They'll run the football. It's been a balanced attack too. They're running, they're throwing, they're going play action, they're dropping back, just like here. 3rd down and 8. This time they have time, and I get another first down. This has been a picture-perfect drive, and the run is now going to be tackled for a loss. Can you bend down here in the goal line? Yes, you can. Get the stop. So all that from Michigan, and they only get 3 for the tie, which gives the Rebels a chance with 1.5 minutes to go. And when you get 24 yards on your first play right to midfield, we could be seeing Ole Miss head to the national title. 7-yard gain, and that, what in the world was that play? I don't know what I just watched, but okay. What they call offsides? I don't know what I just watched, but we'll just move on. First down into field goal range. And that could be the play that sends them to the national championship, because Michigan's using their timeouts. 3rd down and 2. And they are going to get stopped, so they will have to settle for 3, and Michigan will get a try at it. Field goal is good. First down would have meant they could have ran the clock all the way out. Now they go speed option. That's a really weird play call, but it's going to work, I guess. 10 yards and out of bounds. Good job. Sure. They're running it again. I don't know about this. 5 yards inbounds. 30 seconds to go. Third down and 5. Completion. First down as they got to run back and spike it with 20 seconds to go. Second down and 10 as they go right up the seam. And it'll be at the 17-yard line. They're just going to go and settle for the field goal here. This is from 59. They could have had another play to get out of bounds. And I guess it doesn't matter. Kick is good. It was a weird final minute and a half of the game. But we're going to overtime, and let's hope it doesn't stay weird as we got 26-26. Michigan ball first as they'll go first play of overtime. Ball is picked off on the first play of overtime. Picked it off. And on the second play of overtime is a throw for a completion and a touchdown. 2 overtime plays is all it took to end this, and Ole Miss is going to the national title game. Yeah, that stayed weird at the end. A pick and then a one-play touchdown. That's probably the quickest overtime in college football history right there, as only sack of the game's by our guy once again. National title game. It's Ole Miss. It's against number 10 Georgia. We started off with a 4th and 1 conversion. Georgia is up by 3 in the red zone, and they'll run the football to the 7-yard line. Third down and 4 as they'll run again. And he stopped 2 yards shy, and they'll kick a field goal. That's one where you could have went for to try to get the 2-score lead. Instead, they'll take the 6-point lead and give them the football back in a 1-score game. Got to go 77 yards now. Drive it down the field as they will have a completion. No, it's knocked away from him. Third down and 3. He had it in his hands. This time it will be a catch, and it will be a first down. 7:30 to play as Ole Miss's quarterback staying cool, calm, collected, and he is just delivering completion after completion. There's another one, first down. It's been a good drive so far, but you're at the 42-yard line. Still a long ways to go. Play action with time, stepping up. He's going to try to run for it, and at least he avoided the sack, got 3 yards of the play. Third down and 7. Blitz sent in. Hit as he's throwing, gets it out, but it's not even going to matter whether he caught it or not. It's short, and they got a punt. Defense out on the field starts with a 3-yard tackle for loss as Georgia draw play, and he'll get forward for a 5-yarder. 5 carries for 11 yards for that running back as they go with a motion. Third down and 8. Got a completion. Opened up the defense with that motion. I guess they bit on the outside there. Got him on the inside. Swinging outside with 4 to go. Completion. Falling forward. He'll still lose 3 on the play. Get it to third down and 10. Deep pass. Looking for the stop. And incomplete. Ole Miss will get the ball back with 3 minutes to go. And a chance to pull this up. And that's a good start. 22 yards on the play. 46-yard line. 2:46 to go. And the read option is going to get just 2. 2:30 to go. Run right up the middle. And falling forward. First down. He's got a lot of yards per carry. I wouldn't mind giving it to him again, but that time losing a yard. Still averaging on a carry, though. Lost 3. Screen set up to him, and almost losing another 4 yards. 3rd and 17. Dire situation. Throw it in deep. 1-on-1. Incomplete. It's 4th and 17. National title on the line. What do you got here? Throw it deep again. 1-on-1. It's caught. How did he bring that one in? He caught it. And they're going to keep the game going. Toss it out. And from the 9, they'll lose 2. A minute to play. Outside. Pass is caught to the 5. And with 40 seconds to go, 3rd and goal. Can they get it? Yes, they can. Back in the end zone. Touchdown, Ole Miss. And the extra point gives them the lead. 30 seconds to play, and they run the ball. I don't know what Georgia's doing. That didn't work out. 3rd down and 11. Throw it deep. They got 1 timeout. Deep passes incomplete, and it's 4th and 11. 1 more play to sail it. Up and a completion. Georgia burns their final timeout. 34-yard line. And they will go short. Breaks the tackle. Got to get out of bounds. That's a huge play. That could have been game over right there. 47-yard line. You maybe got 1 shot at it, and they do get it. Push them forward, and now they got to spike the football. I don't know if they can kick it from 57. Do they have the kicker for it? They'll run up. They'll spike it. 4 seconds, and they're not going to. They don't have a kicker that can hit it from 57. Instead, they pass, and it's short of the line. Game over. National championship for Ole Miss. That is brutal for Georgia to not have a kicker that can hit from 57 yards, and that is your difference here. One more sack for our guy. He had a sack in every single playoff game, and that rounds off a monster 35 tackle for loss, 25.5 sack season, where he had a sack in all but one game in his entire year. And Kentrell Pitts, oh boy, Notre Dame, you're losing another player. And for getting 25 sacks, he should definitely have been better than a third-round pick. Kentrell Pitts, I guess we're sticking with Ole Miss. Kentrell Pitts just hopped the bandwagon to the national champions. And Chesley, our next player linebacker, goes to Alabama. I mean, how about for Ole Miss acquiring about as good of a receiver as you're going to find? He's now a 95 overall, looking at now maybe back-to-back championships. Kelvin Iverson looking pretty solid too. Still a lot of room to grow. He's been going all in on the quickness, and he's about as speedy as it gets, but he can still develop at other places. Nene, talking about quickness too, almost maxed out there. And the Alabama linebacker, star development, 79 overall. And yeah, I mean, he's looked pretty in line with a lot of these other linebackers that we've seen in this video as well. And pure possession, well, that's going to be another tight end. So a lot of tight ends in this one. It's been a odd distribution of positions, but look at that. Max Nene, we get to the end of the season, best tight end. So we got two best tight ends in this video, and Minnesota finds themselves in the playoffs. Ole Miss actually 13th outside looking in at 10-2. Carter Shorts plays his entire career as a backup running back, had 500 yards as a number 2, but still Kelvin Iverson not able to do much there for his team success, but his individual success was all right. And Ole Miss will get into the bowl game. So, I mean, Kentrell Pitts goes and hops on the championship bandwagon, only for Ole Miss to not even make the playoffs. And they come just shy of that goal. Instead, they're taking on UCLA in the Music City Bowl, and they're up by 6 right now, and Ole Miss picks them off. They put up a field goal, take the football back, and get to the 12-yard line. And a quick turnaround for this offense as they'll go on the ground where they lose yardage, and now third down from the 10, up top in the end zone, over his head, incomplete, and another field goal, but that will give them a 2-score lead, 27-18, 9-point lead for UCLA, and your defending national champions looking to get a win number 11 this year in a bowl game. I hope that Pitts at least has had a nice season, and we could see him get in couple nice catches maybe, because I would imagine he's going pro after this year, and he's probably going to be a first-round draft pick. Third down and inches. Look at that stop, but he got the first down. UCLA, they'll move in the football still as they are going to get a completion to set up third down and 4 from the 40-yard line, and they got time. They got an open receiver at a first. So they are very much in field goal range and cut it down to a 1-score game. Screen set up, running backs got it, and turning up field, first down again. And we're ticking under 5 minutes. Direct snap to the QB, slides down for 7 yards at a 3rd and 3 from the 15. Over the middle, caught, falling into the end zone for a touchdown. UCLA makes it a 1-score game, a 2-point game. And Ole Miss takes over as that pass caught, and the defender just flat out missed him. Bad angle, and it's a first down. Handing it off right up the middle. He goes for a gain of 3, 3rd down and 7. Now, if you get a first down here, you can really start to think about running the rest of this clock off, and they do get the first. Here comes the chew clock, and here comes a run for another first down. UCLA burning timeouts. Read option from midfield. He's got a big run, and a gain of 20 yards on the play. One more first down should do it, as UCLA out of timeouts. 3rd and 9. Run it. He's stopped, but they will have a field goal. So it will remain a 1-score game, but UCLA will have no timeouts and just over a minute to go. Down by 5 as they'll throw. Completion. Falling. He gets 8 yards on the play. Hurry back to the line. Now we're flipped around this way. I don't even know why, because I accidentally hit circle one time and it put me back in, and then here we are flipping the field, but it's still 4th down and 2. Game of the line, they keep it going, and he breaks free for a gain to the 47-yard line. 37 seconds to play. Short. behind the sticks and not out of bounds. They'll have to get back to the line, lose some time, swing it outside, and first down yardage, but he doesn't get out of bounds. They have to spike it. They lost a couple more seconds. 13 to go. Short again. I don't love that they're going so short, and that was not a first down. I don't know if he's going to get the snap off in time. If you do, this is the last play of the game from the 31-yard line. He will... You took your sweet time. He'll get the snap off. Okay, there's no excuse there. Why did he just not snap the ball? There was plenty of time there. He didn't get it off. I know a 31-yard touchdown is pretty unlikely, but still, my goodness, man. Kentrell Pitts goes for 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns. He put the ball in the end zone quite a bit in his college career. Had a nice season, a nice career overall. Just wasn't able to hit those high highs or get a lot of team success. Now we go into the snow where Oklahoma and Minnesota are playing. So we got tight end of the year, Nene, who's looking to also go over 1,000 yards for the season. Oklahoma up by 5, and there you go, to completion for a first down. And quarterback for Minnesota's got over 330 yards, another completion there. He's got also 4 touchdowns on the game, and he'll throw middle, caught, first down. And now moving it to the 31-yard line. Looking to take the lead here as he'll throw left side, incomplete, third down. And he'll fumble the football off the sack. It's scooped up, and the DB gets in and goes all the way. Touchdown, Oklahoma. Just put it on the ground, and a DB swoops in, goes all the way, and now Minnesota down by 12 with 7.5 to go. Third and long, and they'll go well shy of the sticks. So with 7 minutes to go, they're going to go for it here. It's a risky one, but they will take a shot deep down the field, one-on-one. Oh, he caught it. Just brought that one in, turned the defender around, and that was enough to, I guess, keep the game going. I doubt that they would have been able to win if they turned it over there, especially if Oklahoma put it in for a touchdown. As looking Nene running through a defender to the 1-yard line. Almost got it in. Instead, Minnesota will get the option, punch it in. One-score game once again as Oklahoma starts their drive off with a short one, and now third down and a screen. He's got the first down. He's got more up the sidelines, and a big gain of 35 on the play. 4.5 to play, and a completion for 3 yards. Oklahoma, you gotta make sure they can't get in the end zone. If you score a field goal here, it's okay. For Minnesota, it's a one-score game, not ideal, but it's still possible. But you can't allow plays like that on third and long. That was your chance to get off the field and allow nothing. Instead, Oklahoma all the way to the 10 now on the run. And I think this one could be slipping away from the Gophers, and the defense just has not been able to get a stop. 30 carries for 141 yards, make it another carry. Timeouts being used now. Minnesota allowing a touchdown. And that is brutal because the defense just could not get off the field. 47 points on the board for Oklahoma. I know one of them was an offensive touchdown, but the rest of them can't really put that on the offense of Minnesota. They put up 35. They did their thing. They had gotten enough to where they feel like they should win, especially in the snow. You know how hard it is to put up points like this in the snow. 2 minutes to go, and they'll complete a pass short of the line. Third down and 7. I mean, you got 2 timeouts, so if you score a big play here, hold on to your timeouts maybe, but they will get a first down, clock running. This is probably going to be where they start using those timeouts as they go up top. Oh, he's wide open. Touchdown. Blown coverage. And maybe there's a chance here. Onside goes over 1, but into the hands of a second. So you get a 3 and out. You have a try at it. Oklahoma, run it. And he will keep it for a solid gain. Third down and 5. This is your chance. Get off the field here. But they can't do it. That's game. And the defense of Minnesota, that was the issue. Just awful. 40-47. Nene, one of 3 100-yard receivers. And he goes for 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns as a tight end. That is spectacular tight end statistics right there. And his 2 biggest games came against Oklahoma and Ohio State. So he did it against the good competition as well. Pitts, yeah, he's going to the draft. Looked like he could maybe be a second-round pick. The other guy for the running back for Texas Tech did not get drafted, no surprise. Pitts goes in the second round, and Ruben Sahara, tight end, goes to USC. And we go to the next season where Nene still here, maybe could try to go back-to-back tight ends of the year. Look at his stats: route running almost max, power max, quickness maxed. He is just a monster player. Staying on the topic of these tight ends, though, we have another commitment flip as Sahara. That's going to be Ruben flipping from USC to Troy. I don't know how he ended up at Troy, but I guess, yeah, he's here at Troy for some reason. I don't know how that happens, but hey, that's a nice get for the Trojans as the next player. Agile alignment. All of them have been centers. I think they're all just going to be centers. Vince Square. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, it's a center, a guard, a tackle. It's a pretty similar viewing experience for us. But Kelvin Iverson, another down season for Missouri, but he ends up producing nice statistics there. And Minnesota back in the playoffs. No best tight end award. First play we watch against Duke. It's a pick. And not only that, he's going to go all the way. Pick six. One play into the quarter and a pick six to tie the game for Duke as they're going to go underneath. So, yeah, Nene does not win best tight end this year. I don't think had as productive of a season, but still Minnesota just as successful as a team getting into the playoffs again. Can they win it this time around? Quarterback, that's reckless. Jumping over people and getting hit in midair as they'll go play action. Second down at 4. There you go, completion. And he's running to the 35-yard line. Now a run where he will break off a tackle and get to the 32. Third down and 7. Stepping up and gets the check down. Running back can't make anyone miss. And you'll have to settle for 3 here. But for the lead, big kick. It's good. And Duke's offense will take over with under 8 to play. Down by 3. Pass to the outside. It is caught for a gain of 3. Third down and 8, though, as they lost yards on second down. Get it all on third down and move the chains with 6 minutes to play. Pass is going to be caught at the sticks, and they'll give them a first down progress. 47-yard line with 5 to go. Pass. It's in between 2 players. Defender comes up with it. It's picked off by Minnesota, and he just led him right to the defender. It was seemingly thrown right to him more than it was the receiver. And now Minnesota with the first down, moving the football to the 28-yard line. And they could really go and put this one away, but a sack, loss of 8. You put it in the end zone. This might be yours to win. Here's Nene on the grab. He'll have 7. And they are very much in field goal range, but you want that touchdown. They'll be shy, 4th and 3. And they will just send out the field goal unit. Kick is good. And it's up to the defense one more time to make sure they can't get in the end zone here and steal this win. Completion to start their drive. Duke will get it to the 32-yard line on a first down. Swing it outside of the running back. Crashing down. And they get him down for a loss of 5. Second down and 15 as they'll go shy of the sticks. They'll get those lost yardage back, make it 3rd down and 8. Now 2.5 minutes to play. While he has some time, it doesn't look like anyone's getting open, and he's sacked. He had a couple seconds there and just no one able to get free. 4th down the field, jumped in, intercepted, safety. Got up there and pulled it in to maybe put this game in Minnesota's hands as they'll run first down at the 2-minute warning. It doesn't really matter, though, if you get the first downs. If you get the field goal, it's all over. And they'll run it inside the 5-yard line, and it looks like not only that a flag offsides, it's not going to matter. They're going to decline that and seal up this game as they are going to go for the touchdown. Maybe unnecessary, but effective. And that'll put this one away. 30-17. Minnesota wins it in the playoffs. Nene 80 yards at a touchdown grab in this one. And they move it to the #1 school in the country. 13-0 Tennessee. An uphill battle here for this Minnesota squad, but it's a close one. 17-13. Minnesota down, but they have the football. And a quick pass is caught for the first down into Tennessee territory. And they'll go with a quick throw again to the outside. Slot receivers got it. And they'll have it for 10. 3rd down and inches. And they'll run where it's just destroyed in the backfield. Did I read that right? It say 18 carries for 21 yards? Yeah, they can't run the ball to save their lives. And it's just going to be what is the situation they got to overcome if they're going to win this game. You got to have to find a way to win a game without being able to run the football, because that is brutal rushing statistics. Before we can even say more about their offense, their defense has to get a stop now as they are crossing midfield, 44-yard line. Big run up the middle. Lane opens for 11 yards, and their running game 14 for 114. I mean, it's a just massive difference in running the football, and it's been the difference in this game because Tennessee able to get another conversion on third down, and they're in the red zone. Run the ball, run through a linebacker for another nice gain. Third down and 3, converted into the end zone, touchdown. And what happens when one team is averaging like 8-9 yards a carry and the other team's averaging 1, as that's finally a nice run from Minnesota, but you're down by 11 with under 4 to go. It's too late for that. Yeah, Tennessee will give you 7-yard carries all you want. It's not going to matter, though, if you're taking up time, as they'll go deep down the field. You need more plays like that. And a first down into field goal range, and they will run it again. I don't love the running. I don't love it. Third down, pass swat at the line, and they'll kick the field goal here. I think that's smart. Just kick it, and you'll have 3 minutes in all your timeouts in a one-score game. Now you have to try to stop this Tennessee ground attack, which you've not been able to do all game. More of the same. Third down and 2. Can you get off the field? Hey, does. He didn't go north and south. He tried to cut to the outside, and it doesn't work out. And now Minnesota with a chance. 2.5 to go, no timeouts. Second down and 1. They'll run it. You can't afford to run a little bit, especially if you're picking up a first down like that. 2 minutes to go. Got to go 67 yards, and he gets it for a completion of 7 yards on that play. Second down and 3. Hit as he's throwing, but he gets it out, completed past midfield. And here you go, Minnesota. Can you pull it off? Down the middle, caught again. 21 yards out, 1:15 to play, and another completion inside the 5, down to the 2. 60 seconds, blitz sent in, get it outside, and he stopped. Loses 2. Third down and goal. Another screen. This one of the receiver is met and down. 40 seconds. 4th and goal. Game on the line. It's caught. Touchdown, Minnesota. But they need the 2. The 2-point conversion's all that matters. Throw is coming. He got in. He had to break tackles, but he got in. We gonna be headed to overtime. Tennessee does not roll out. It's caught. Turns it upfield. Past midfield. It gets out of bounds. And just like that, Tennessee and closing in on field goal range. And not in one play did you allow that to happen. 36-yard line, and he's got it, and he's gone. Touchdown, Tennessee. And in an instant, they take it right back. No timeouts. 14 seconds. Minnesota gets a first down, spikes it, but with 6 seconds to go, you gotta go a full distance of the field. He can't even get it down the field. It's incomplete. And Minnesota with a nice 11-point comeback. And they did all that just for it's a mean nothing. 50 yards and a touchdown for Nene, and he ends the season with a very down year. I mean, 500 yards and 4 touchdowns. He played every game, so it's not like it was an injury. He just wasn't as much of a factor in the offense. So Iverson doesn't get drafted by Missouri's defense. I guess he just wasn't productive enough and didn't develop enough. But Nene, he stays around for another season, and oh my goodness, he's a 96 over. He's like a 98 with boost. He's an unbelievable player. I don't know why he didn't just go pro, but I guess after that down year, he wanted to maybe prove he should be a first-round draft pick. I imagine if he would have declared, he would have been, a day 2 pick, but I guess he wants to go all the way to the top. Can't blame him, I guess. Vince Square goes to Georgia. Next player, Greg Bridges, looks to be an edge rusher, and he'll be pretty decent. And Max Nene, well, look at that, right back on top. Tight end of the year, Mackey Award winner, and back to the playoffs for Minnesota. So I guess he wanted to bet on himself there. It worked out. Ruben Sahara for Troy, 400 yards, 6 touchdowns. Not a bad year, but he's on Troy, so he's not really getting to do a whole lot when it comes to wins and losses. Minnesota, meanwhile, we'll check in on them in the playoffs. First play we watched, they throw to Nene on 3rd down and long. It's incomplete. Miami is coming to travel at Minnesota, so mean, not the best traveling experience probably for Miami, getting to play from, sunny weather every day to playing, January Minnesota football outdoors. I don't think that's a good experience, so it should be a bit of an advantage for Minnesota. It's a close one, but Miami, end zone, shot potentially incomplete. It was, I guess, just shy of the end zone. They'll instead kick a field goal for a 7-point lead. It's no good. It was a short kick and he missed it. Minnesota takes over down by 4. They go play action. Down the middle. There's Nene. First down as they move the chains and go with the run game. Breaking through, trying to get off the second defender. Couldn't. 2 yards and a 3rd down and 7 as they go down the middle where it's just over everybody's head, incomplete. Not a great punt, and Miami has great field position. They immediately find themselves in Minnesota territory with 1 first down completion with under 7 minutes to play, trying to make up for that missed field goal. The offense, 31-yard line, great option. Keeper, quarterback, gets 6, 25 yards out. And they go to the ground this time. It's the running back, and he just bowled through that defender, number 1 on Minnesota. Oh, boy. And now he's missing another tackle, whoever number 1 on Minnesota is. Oh, boy, get him off the field. He can't tackle. 3rd down and 4. Caught, and it's shy. 4th down and 2. They're going to go for it. They missed the field goal, so I guess I can't blame them. And when you got a wide-open receiver like that, I guess it's more than a good decision. It is a phenomenal one to get it into the end zone for a 2-score lead. And Minnesota's defense just couldn't get off the field there. And the offense now has just 4 minutes to make up an 11-point deficit. They did it last year. It wasn't good enough to beat Tennessee. Will it be good enough if they could pull it off this time around, as that completion's going to be for a first down to the 36-yard line? They had settled for the field goal first, and then a flag is down. They had settled for the field goal first last year, got the stop with 3 minutes after they kicked that field goal, and they're in a similar spot right now. They could just kick the field goal here with 3 minutes to go, keep all their timeouts, but I don't mind them going for the touchdown, especially when you get a pass interference. Then you get to the 10-yard line and into the end zone, touchdown. And Miami has got some pressure put on them now. Can they get the stop, though? Minnesota going for 2, of course, to make it a 3-point game as they move left. Chase, and he gets a fumble, loses the football. Miami scoops it up, and a D lineman, if he was a little bit faster, I think he could take it all the way, but he won't. That would have been a massive take back, because it would have made it a 7-point game. Instead, Miami up by 5, run the football, 3rd down and 3. They'll throw now. Caught, just enough for the first, and 1 more will do it. Play action. Oh, he threw it over the head of the receiver. Picked off. Minnesota picks it off. Bad throw. And Miami, they might have thrown away their chance. Run the ball. Big blocks. Big run. Touchdown. Minnesota's done it again. Can they hold it this time? Go for 2 again. Make it a 3-point game as they will throw back in the end zone. Caught, and he got it for 2. 34-31. They weren't able to hold on against Tennessee. Can they hold on this time? 2-minute warning. Passes thrown up top. 2 defenders are there. It's incomplete. 3rd down and 1. 37-yard line. They send the extra man team pass, and incomplete again. 4th and 1. Minnesota to try and end it. No, Miami. Quick throw for the first, and it's just enough. 90 seconds to play as Miami still all their timeouts for now. Broken tackle, short pass. He turns it into a nice one. 16 yards of Miami burns a timeout. Now over the middle, picked off. Miami throws a pick again. And Minnesota, they can end it here. I don't know why they're throwing as, okay, I guess I do know why they're throwing, because that is going to end the game. Minnesota pulls it off this time around for the win. 37 yards from Nene, but an overall great team win as we move over to Alabama now. Alabama, their linebacker, he finds himself in the playoffs. That is an incredibly late fumble. I mean, it's not going to matter, nor will it count. But look at how late that fumble is. Why didn't even call that one? Come on, you know that's not a fumble. But yeah, Miami's linebacker, he's starting. I think it's Chesley out there as the number 1 for his team as they're taking on Pitt. It's number 3 Alabama after a first-round bye, taking on this 12-2 number 6 in the country Pitt team as they're up by 1 with the football. So Pitt definitely on, the advantage right now, especially with the way they're running the football. And a completion there. 2nd and inches. They don't get very far, but it's enough for the first down. Quarterback's only got 100 yards on the air. Look at the end around this. He tackled the quarterback. I mean, it helped disrupt the play a little bit. So I guess valid. You get a shot at the quarterback, take it if you're that Alabama defender. 3rd down and 4 now. And a Pitt to the air. They got a 4-man rush. And over the middle, that's caught for the first down. Nice job. Pitt still moving it. Read option. The keeper for the quarterback has the first down inside the 10. Goal to go. 7 yards out. Right up the middle and an easy drive for Pitt. That's a great drive. 3 minutes off the clock there. And you got an 8-point lead. And Alabama, meanwhile, is getting sacked. With 6 minutes to play now. They're going to take one down the field. Double coverage. Incomplete. 4th and 13. They punt it away. Pitt looking for that 2-score lead as that pass caught for a gain of 6. 2nd down and 4. Another little end around. And that one doesn't work at all. Loss of 4. I mean, neither of them were really all that successful. That one even worse, but they get the first down conversion, so I guess no harm done when you can just convert at will, as they will throw for a wide open receiver right at the marker and a first down. 5 minutes to play, and another read option, and another move. He puts them on the move for a score. 1 cut all the way. That's an impressive move from a quarterback to be making, putting 2 defenders out there on skates, and no one was able to catch them. As with under 4 minutes to go, 15-point deficit. I don't think you're like Minnesota where you can come back from 2 scores down in 4 minutes, but I mean, we'll see what Bama's got as that completion for a first down. We're ticking under 3 minutes to go now from the 32-yard line. As Bama, a lot of time, only a 3-man rush. They'll get a first down to the red zone, as we'll see if they score here, if they go for the 2-point conversion now or later. As that pass up top, doesn't matter, picked off, and Pitt takes it with 15-point lead. 2.5 minutes to go, celebrating their way to a playoff victory where they run out the rest of this clock and win it. So Alabama first round bye, but they go 1 and done, and Chesley just 1 tackle for loss, 3 tackles overall in the game. Has a pretty decent season, though. I think that's pretty fair for a sophomore first-year starting linebacker. But now, how about a familiar deficit for this Minnesota team? They can't run the ball. They're down by 11 to start the 4th quarter, but they have it at the goal line here. 3rd and goal at the 2, trying to keep it on the ground, and no one was able to do anything on the ground there. Was it the quarterback? Was it the running back? Didn't matter who touched it. They score a field goal instead, and an 8-point deficit. Minnesota has been able to come back from down 11 multiple times. One where they did win, one where they didn't win. This one, another 11-point deficit. They cut it now down to 8 after that drive where Minnesota's defense has to help them out here against this top-ranked Oregon squad. Throw is going to be caught. Running ahead for 7 yards, set up 3rd down and 3, spreading the field. Throw it over the middle. That's caught for a first down. Spins away, and a first red zone opportunity as the pressure sent in, and he's down for a sack. Minnesota, I mean, you can't really afford to let them score any points, but at least you can maybe keep them out of the end zone, which they will. 4th and 21, and the field goal is good. And, well, how about another 11-point deficit for Minnesota? 1 more for the road, 1 more to maybe overcome and have another crazy playoff return come back as a running game. Finally with a big play. I mean, I seen at the start of the 4th quarter, they had like 5 rushing yards from this dude. So, yeah, nice to see him get going. But with only 4 minutes to go, it's going to be an incomplete pass. 4th down and 4. And he'll have it. And with time. And he'll go deep. And he wants it all. He's got it. Minnesota refusing to just stay down. Touchdown Gophers. And with a 2-point conversion, the handoff is stopped, as it'll be a 5-point game. So again, another familiar spot. They scored the touchdown, missed the 2. Look at that play to make them lose 6 yards on the carry. 2nd and 16. Come on, can you get the stop and get hit as he's throwing, but he gets it off. Completed, and first down. A split-second difference between a sack and a first down. Toss it out now. Big run past the 40 and all the way to the 24. The only positive there is he got out of bounds, but Minnesota's defense letting it slip away. Oregon not going to be another victim of an 11-point comeback as they'll run it ahead for a first down. One more will do it, or a touchdown, whichever comes first, and it looks like it's going to be the first down. And then first and goal, run stopped, as it looks like they will still have the 2-minute warning on their side. So I guess I was a little over ambitious here, but if they get the score, which it looks like they have enough room to do it, and he's gonna break through, and he's got it. And that was just heartbreaking. You had the defenders there, and they just broke free. And, well, I think the magic is gone because this isn't an 11-point deficit. This is a 12-point deficit. It's a big difference. So I don't think they're going to be able to have the magic to come back from this one, especially with no timeouts as Nene gets a catch out of bounds. And with 1 minute to go from midfield, you need a touchdown and an onside kick to even have a small chance at this one. 45 seconds to play. Caught over the middle. And with time ticking down, 22-yard line, it's going to be another completion. They are moving it well, but too little too late here. 30 seconds to play as it's going to be a touchdown. But we all know the onside kick is the only thing that matters. And with the conversion rate of, I feel like, 0.1%, it's going to be Oregon ball, Oregon win, and Minnesota not able to keep the magic alive. They'd go down 27-22 to the #1 ranked team in the country, and Oregon is going to put Nene out as he only had 1 catch in that game. But still, as a whole, 965 yards, 8 touchdowns. For a tight end, that's a pretty crazy career. It's also interesting that he had his biggest game against Oregon in the conference championship and then his worst game against Oregon in the playoffs, so I guess they kind of keyed in on him. First-round pick, though, very well deserved for one of the more productive tight ends you're going to find in any of these videos, as Ruben Sahara, speaking of tight ends, still sticking around at Troy for some reason. Chesley's looking pretty nice. Vince Square just kind of existing on the Georgia bench as well. And Greg Bridges, well, he's going to be going to Oregon. So we obviously know they're doing great stuff right now, and he looks like he could be pretty nice. I mean, almost limitless caps. And DeMarcus York, the next player, another agile offensive lineman. I would love for some of these athletes to just be different positions. Like, you know, if he's supposed to be an offensive lineman, maybe don't make him an offensive lineman. Sahara, look at that bum season. I mean, poor guy is just on a bad team. But Keon Chesley, look at this. Chuck Bednarik Award winner. Alabama in the playoffs. How about take home the Nagurski Award as well, as they're going to be in the playoffs with, you know, probably the best linebacker in the country. But I'd like for some of these athletes, especially with these offensive linemen too. How many times have you played this game where you get an athlete offensive lineman and they're just a better D lineman? Like, they're just so much better as a D lineman. So, like, I would just like them to maybe switch to not what they're projected to be, but what they're maybe best at, or what they optimally should be, or whatever fits their team better and gives them a best chance to play. Because these athletes, I mean, they're athletes for a reason. They can play multiple positions. And it feels like that only really applies to the user, because to the CPU, they just kind of default him to whatever he's supposed to play, which kind of defeats the purpose of an athlete, I feel like, because they're multi-talented. They can do a bunch of different things. So let them do multiple different things. As Alabama here, 13-7 your score. 6 minutes to play in a low-scoring battle against Notre Dame, as that tackle made. And it's going to be a loss at 2 on the play. That was Chesley, number 37, out there. And look at him making another tackle as it's 3rd down and 9. So keep an eye on number 37. He's the one out there swarming to the football, as that's a 1st and goal after a massive completion. Now jet pass, and look who meets him. It was Chesley. Didn't bring him down, but at least slowed him down. 2nd and goal. Run it up the middle, and Notre Dame takes the lead. Touchdown. 14-13 your score with 4.5 to play. Scrambling. Alabama's quarterback is sliding down to the 32-yard line. As now with the 4-minute mark, it's a completion. Open. And he spins his way through for a gain of 10. 2nd and inches. Run the ball. A lot of room. And he'll have about 7 on the play. 1st and 10 again. Now 3 minutes to go. Alabama can really take their time here and try to maybe kick a field goal either at the buzzer or right before the buzzer. 2nd down and 6 as they get the completion, and just 3 on the play. 3rd down and 3. Gotta have it here, and they do! Running back out of the backfield. 2-minute warning is hit, and Alabama playing this perfectly. Can they get another 3rd down, though? Keep this clock moving. Bama running, scrambling for the first down, slides down to Notre Dame using their timeouts. And this one could be all over as they just have to run out this clock. Bama completion, another first, and they can just get it to first and goal. And with the 1 yard line, don't score. There you go. Bama uses a timeout. Why did they use a timeout? And it's third down and goal. They burn another timeout, run it, and score. What are you doing? What? You could have just kneeled it and kicked like a 17-yard field goal for the win. Instead, they're going to give Notre Dame 40 seconds, and they missed the 2-point conversion, so Notre Dame can win this game. This is awful clock management. This is awful game management. I mean, it's still unlikely, but Chesley makes the tackle there at the first down. 30 seconds to play, and Notre Dame moving the football. That's short of the sticks, though. Hurry back to the line, 18 seconds to play. Third down and 6 from the 47. Outside, it's caught. He gets the first down, and they go back to the line. 4 seconds to play, so it's going to be a Hail Mary try. Ball up, top, and short of the line. Incomplete. Bama, you got away with that one, but that is still very poor clock management. I don't think you deserve to get away with that type of nonsense. Just kick the field goal at the end. And to be honest, they won't get away with it because, oh my goodness, USC just blew them out in the next game. It's 48-27. It was 48-20, but Bama scores a late touchdown. So, yeah, you didn't get away with that nonsense. Chesley, 9 tackles, 1 for a loss. And on the season as a whole, he was an award-winning, a 128 tackle, 10 tackle for loss, 4 interceptions. That was also 17 deflections and a 22 tackle game against Auburn. That's a really impressive season. Sahara's going to transfer. About time. He only has 1 year left. DeMarcus York also is going to be going to Toledo. Sure, why not? Keon Chesley back for another season. He could have declared, it felt like, but hey, he wants to stick around and go be a multi-time award winner, I guess. Sahara ends up at Oregon. So Oregon now with 2 players on the board. Vince Square still not doing anything for Georgia because Georgia stacked Greg Bridges, not really a starter yet. And we'll have DeMarcus York, star development. And look at what he is. He's a center. Can at least these guys be different positions? Like, why are they all centers? Like, can they be guards, tackles? Like, at least they, like, do something else. Clayton Torrey, look at that. We have our first quarterback since the first player of the video. He's a bust, but still, it's a quarterback. It's fun. Playoff situation pops up, and it's Alabama not in the playoffs. We'll get to the other stuff, but Alabama, Chesley does not win any awards, and not only that, they're losing by double digits to Baylor in the Texas Bowl. What a fall off for Alabama. 8-4 on the season as Baylor throwing outside, caught, and oh my goodness, just torpedoed at his knee and took him out for a 2-yard loss. Second down and 12 as Chesley gets in there. I mean, he swarms the ball, and I'm like kind of watching him. He does get all over the field as that pass incomplete. Fourth down and 9. They're going to kick a long one, 54 yards. Kick is good. And Bama will be down by 14 now with 8 minutes to play. Bama to the outside pass is incomplete. And with second down and 10 for the 23, he's got a lot of time. And he's finally got a man open. And it's caught to the 41-yard line, so an 18-yard gain. As they're going to step up and run the football past midfield. He'll go down to the 44 and move the chains once more. Keeper again. And another one. That's close. Not quite. They call it a 3rd and inches where he'll sneak it for the first. So quarterback getting the job done with his legs and moving ahead for another 5-yard gain. 5 minutes to play. Bama moving it well. Incomplete pass, though. 4th down, and after all the progress made on this drive, will it even matter? Hit as he's throwing. Incomplete. And a good drive means nothing. Baylor is going to have 5 yards there, and Bama needing to get off the field. They're going to leave a man wide open. And Baylor looks like they're going to probably put this one away as they go right side and get 4 on the play. But, I mean, they just hit a field goal here. It is 100% all over. Swing it to the left side of the field. That's a good job to stop him. I mean, he didn't make the tackle, but he got him to go out of bounds. 3rd down, they slide 3 yards. That's enough for them to try it. Field goal for the win, basically. Good. With the 17-point lead, that will do it. And a 27-10 final. So for Bama, I mean, things are looking pretty nice last year. You had Chesley go crazy, you made the playoffs, and then kind of a fall off this year. Still a really good career overall for Chesley. I mean, that's about as good as we're usually going to get from linebackers. We don't usually, when we get like off-ball linebackers in these videos, ever have great ones. Players are alright, but we don't usually get production like that, and especially in coverage. I mean, 17 deflections, 4 picks in 1 year. So that's amazing. So we move over to Oregon, who's in the playoffs in the first round, and it is going to be a incomplete pass on third down. So Sahara here going from Troy over to Oregon. And Bridges is also on this team as well, but he's not really a starter. I don't even know how much he's really playing. So, I mean, while he's here, he's not really a factor. It's more so just the tight end we're keeping our eyes on. But Notre Dame with the lead by 7, under 7 minutes to go. They'll throw on the run. Oh, the defender jumped in, takes it, and runs his way into the end zone. Touchdown. Ducks pick 6. You just cannot make that type of mistake. As third down and 11 hits, now Notre Dame is now going to kick the football away, a 3 and out after a pick 6 and a tie game now. As Oregon with the ball down the middle, it's caught. Enemy territory, potential field goal range depending on how much the rain is impacting things here. As spin move is going to get them 7 yards on the play, third down and 1. Now they threw to the running back, they hand it to the running back, gets the first down. He's almost at 100 yards by himself. As quarterback throwing on the run over the middle and brought in 15-yard line, 3:30 to play as they go right down the middle for 7 more, and that's going to put him at 100, and he's going to go right back under it with that loss. Third down and 5, under 3 to go. Pressure from Notre Dame and a sack. Timeout burned by the Irish. Kick the field goal. It's good, and Oregon can win this one right now because if they can get a stop here. And Notre Dame with just 2 timeouts, not even all 3. 2-minute warning, so that's another clock stoppage out of the way. Oregon, I think if they get this football back, it is all over. And Notre Dame trying to push this thing to overtime. They're running the football here, and that'll get them 6 as they'll go under 90 seconds to play. Deep pass up top, wide open. What happened? He's gone. Touchdown. I don't see wide open receivers that often, but there's been a couple in this video that are just puzzling. As it's 28-24, Oregon third down and 12, and what seemed to be like it was a game in their control, 1 blown coverage, and it's 4th down, and the game on the line here, Oregon sacked! Come on, Ducks! They have all their timeouts so they can get a 3 and out, but man, I mean, you'd be left with like 30 seconds and no timeouts down by 7 as the draw play, and Notre Dame, yeah, they will go 3 and out, but field goal try, kick is gonna be good, and Oregon, yeah, they'll have 27 seconds to play as that pass caught, and Notre Dame will allow something like that because you got to get back to the line. You spike it, 13 seconds to play, 37-yard line caught, and he gets the first down, so that preserves 1 more play, it looks like, as they hurry back to the line. Should have 1 more play, unless like you're that other game where they just wouldn't snap the ball. But 2, 1, you snap it. There you go, and that's yeah, cool. Some of the decision making from the AI is when the clock is like under 10 seconds is some of the most like puzzling stuff. Like, yeah, you maybe wouldn't have done it on a Hail Mary, but at least throw it up, man. Sahara got a touchdown that game, 40 yards, pretty solid. He ends up with a better year, 500 yards, 5 touchdowns, like solid stuff, but you know, nothing crazy from him. And yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Bridges will transfer due to playing time, I guess. I mean, he didn't really play much at all. Vince Square, I mean, he's been sitting on the bench for years. He'll transfer also due to playing time. And Keon Chesley will be a first-round pick, which is very well deserved. Sahara will be a third-round pick, which, sure, why not? That makes some sense here. Vince Square will not commit to anybody. He'll just kind of disappear. Greg Bridges goes to Auburn. So Square is the only player of this video that he's just gone. Like, I mean, I guess there was that other running back earlier, but I was able to go to like the next player on the board. I mean, this dude, he's just gone. I mean, he was a senior center, so like I guess it's not the end of the world. He never even played, but you know, I'm just gonna assume, you know, headcanon as usual, he went to like some Division II school or something, or he's in the FCS now or whatever. But Clayton Torre, quarterback, normal dev quarterback is our next player. Goes to USC. USC does well with quarterbacks, but you know, that's a little scary since he's there at normal development. They're probably going to have somebody better than him, so I think he'll have to transfer to find playing time. But as we go to the next season, Bridges sitting there at Auburn, going to get a little bit of an opportunity. A rotational pass rusher that got 4 sacks, 10 tackles for loss. Not bad. DeMarcus York for Toledo is going to transfer. And Scales, the next player, agile player, no surprise, he's going to go to TCU. DeMarcus York does not land initially, but we do circle back and find him. Bridges at Auburn now, 91 with boost, and York ends up at Kansas. So yeah, see, he was one of the players that did end up finding his way somewhere, and you know, just sometimes that happens like that. But yeah, he'll be not starting at Kansas either, though. So cool for him. Clayton Torre. And still not really anywhere near a starter at USC. And Terrell Scales is an elite player, but again, center. Like, can they stop being centers? Like, maybe like one of these times I gotta do one of these videos that I manually either just optimize their positions or, you know, change things and have a little bit of control to make it a better experience. I keep things very hands-off in that regard, just to kind of let you see how things play out. But, you know, sometimes it'd be nice maybe to not just have all these dudes be centers, so yeah, maybe down the line we'll do something like that where I give myself a little bit of control there to make things a little bit better. But, you know, some people don't like that. They would rather just have the full, genuine experience of whatever happens type of deal, which I understand. So, Auburn Bridges here in a bowl game. He is a starter, 9-3, 16th in the country. So, you know, one win away potentially from, if they were 10-2, probably making the playoffs if you're Auburn. So, really nice team. Tulane, also 9 wins, not ranked, throw it up top, incomplete, and Tulane kicks the field goal. It's blocked! A blocked field goal! And the guy who blocks it scoops it up. And that's, you know, rare. We don't see blocked field goals too often. So 17-12 your score, and Tulane still down by 5 as it will be Auburn 3rd down and 4, throwing. And with time, he's moving. He's sacked. And, I mean, he had all the time in the world to make something happen on that play, and he just couldn't do it. No one was open, I guess. Maybe somebody was open. I don't know. Tulane, completion for a 1st down, though. 2nd down and 8 as they'll go. Throw it into the dirt on the screen. 3rd down. Offsides penalty. It's a free play, I think. I mean, whenever there's a flag that fast, it's an offsides as it looked like that dude just came off the sidelines on the bottom of the screen to blitz him. I mean, it was completed for a 1st down regardless, so it didn't end up impacting the play at all, but still, kind of funny how that happens sometimes. 2nd down and 7, 5 minutes to play as they'll have it for the 1st down. And a completion to the 23, set up the screen as they'll go. A lot of room, and he gets closed in on pretty quickly. 3 yards on the play, 3rd down and 7 as they'll go. Interception! That ball just right to him, and he leaps up, brings it in, and Auburn with it back. And an ability here to kind of lock up this game. Carry on 2nd down will be enough for the 1st. So Tulane's had a blocked field goal and then a turnover. I mean, you don't block that field goal, it's 17-15, and maybe they play things differently, play for a field goal to make it an 18-17 game. So, I mean, that blocked field goal has had more impact than, you know, just the simple 3 points, as Tulane's going to eventually get the football back, but by then, 1 minute to go, 1 timeout, and another chance to win this game, though. I mean, you just find the end zone 1 time. It's all you got to do, and you win it here. They just haven't been able to do it, as with under a minute to go, they run the football. Don't love that. 47 seconds to play. Down the field, incomplete, 4th down and 8. 43 seconds and a chance to end it finally, and they do. Auburn off the field and 2 victory and a 10-win season for Auburn. Bridges had 2 sacks and 4 tackles for loss in that bowl game, so pretty good job, and a overall 14 sack season. Bridges was awesome. I mean, look at that season. He's still got another year in him because he's not going to declare. DeMarcus York, oh, well, he's gone again. He's going to transfer somewhere else. And Clayton Torre playing time, yeah, that makes sense. He just wasn't getting a lot better. for normal development. DeMarcus York, I guess we'll have to look for him again. And for Clayton Torrey, he'll go to Illinois, so I think he'll have an opportunity there. Najee Diablo, next player, is a wide receiver. He is the #1 player in the country as well. He was a bust, but #1 player in the country at wide receiver, going to Penn State. Bridges here, looks nice. DeMarcus York, he ends up at Arizona, where guess what? Still isn't going to really be much of a factor. Clayton Torrey has to still wait his turn a little bit here. And Terrell Scales for TCU, another offensive lineman. And yeah, we're pretty loaded on offensive linemen. So Najee Diablo, unfortunate that he was a bust, but he is impact dev. He still looks like he could be really nice, but, for the #1 player in the nation, maybe a weaker end player there. Another linebacker, Sidney Cadu. I mean, he looks good. He does, but I feel like we've kind of seen that before at the linebacker spot for some of these players. The archetypes are really not that diverse with the #1 athletes, or just athletes in general, I guess, which, I mean, it's unfortunate, but hey, the good news is Diablo is starting day 1 for Penn State. He's the #3 receiver on their team, so he gets the opportunity to play early on. 24-8 is your score in the playoffs. So not only is he a day 1 starter, he got a first-round bye. He's in the playoffs. They're throwing it deep. 2 Bulldogs. They're in. It's incomplete. 4th down, they'll give it to Georgia, who, I mean, they're on the verge of losing this one because it's a 16-point game. You got to play a pretty perfect game the rest of the way. Incomplete. 4th down and 16, and they're just going to have to punt it away, so trust their defense to maybe get another stop as the return is going to be fielded at the 25-yard line. He goes outside, and with the punter to beat, gets by him, and Penn State running their way to a playoff victory. And just like that, a punt return touchdown to seal the game, put them up by 3 touchdowns, win it. And Georgia, I mean, yeah, not much you could really do there. Your offense was stinking, your defense was stinking, and the special teams was stinking. Let's go over to Auburn. Bridges is going to have a touchdown for his offense being scored here in a similar spot, 24-9. Just like Penn State, they were 24-8. Let's see if it's the same situation for Houston as it was for Georgia as they get sacked. It'll be 3rd down and 11. With under 8 to play, they're going to go up top. Deep ball and incomplete. 4th and 11, they'll punt. No punt return touchdown, but Auburn still the same opportunity that Penn State had to just put this game out of reach as they'll go play action. Down the middle of the field, and it's brought in for the first down. Quarterback's having a pretty great game right now. 260, 3 touchdowns, no picks, scrambling around, and he's brought down. Loss of 3 as they'll go 3rd down and 11. Just don't want to lose field goal range here, and he will lose 1. 4th down and 12. They'll still try it. 56 yards, and the kick is no good. Probably would have done it there because that would have given him a 3-score lead, but not to be, as it'll be 2nd down and inches now after the 10-yarder, and Houston needing to put the ball in the end zone. And we'll see if they go for the 2-point conversion first or second, if they even score at all, as with time, pass is incomplete. They're just not really finding a whole lot of room through this Auburn defense. It's a good squad. 4th down, the chance to get this game over with 4 good, but Houston keeps it alive a little bit longer as they'll go with the keeper for the quarterback, spinning off and losing 3 yards as they'll go back to the air. Pass is incomplete. 4th down and 10. And Houston, will they survive another 4th down to the end zone? It's incomplete. Auburn keeps the ball the rest of the way and ends up just putting up in a field goal just to add on and wins it by 18. So pretty comfortable victories there for both Auburn and Penn State. Now both in the Final Four. Could we have a little matchup between the two schools? I feel like it's the last time we've had that in one of those videos. It doesn't happen too often, but it happens on occasion as 4th down and goal is hit, and Penn State is going to put up 3 points there. 16-7, so Penn State looking great right now. And can we have the true freshman starting wide receiver get them to a national title game? I mean, he's going to have himself a pretty decorated career if Penn State's a perennial contender. We haven't had one of those types of players who's just, like 3 national championships. I don't think we've ever had a 3-time national championship winner. That's hard to do because probably have to three-peat, and three-peating's hard enough. We don't see that very often either, as he'll run it up the middle for a 3rd down and 8 situation, as he'll go to the air and go to the end zone. And it's, oh, he almost brought that in. So close. And the kick instead is good. So 1-score game regardless, but still, that was just so close. And Penn State now with the ball up by 6 and a great start to their drive. 1st down completion. Ole Miss defense gets in there for a sack, and they will have a 3rd down and 12. So Penn State not able to pick it up, and now it is Ole Miss football down by 1 score. And things getting a little scary for the Nittany Lions with a national championship berth on the line, as the defense has to come up big here. 3rd down and 6. Rebels looking to stay undefeated. Pass caught, reaching, he got it! That's a clutch reach out, just barely. 1st down now for Ole Miss. Gets rid of the football and avoids the sack. My goodness, that was just literal game of inches type stuff right there. Wide open receiver now, and Ole Miss to the 38-yard line. Swing it outside on the swing screen. Gets past the defender, and he'll have 9. There you go. Ole Miss is going to have it 4th down and 2 now. Come on, game on the line for the Nittany Lions. And he brought on the ball and couldn't force it out. Nice job to hold on to it as Ole Miss run into the 4-yard line. Goal to go. 1:30 to play. Run the ball into the end zone. Touchdown. And now with a 1-point lead, Ole Miss, can they stop Penn State? Or can one of these Penn State receivers, it doesn't have to be Diablo, it could be any single one of them, can they do it? As that completion is going to get them a 1st down with a minute to play. Timeout used. Penn State down to 1 timeout as they go outside of the running back, who can't make anybody miss. He loses 2 on the play. And now with a completion there, they get all those yards back, and they're in a good spot again. Knocked away. You just got to get into field goal range. You're so close, and that might be enough as he's fighting ahead for the 1st down. 35 seconds to play. Just don't do anything silly as he gets it inside the 20. 30 seconds to play. No timeouts. And Penn State, what are you doing? Get it out. Stop it. Oh, spike the ball. Do something. What are you doing? 4 seconds. They snap it and speed up. What are you doing? What is the management of the clock in this game? What? Why? You just lost it for no reason. That is... Okay, 30 seconds to go, and that's what you do. Diablo, 800 yards, 3 touchdowns. What in the world? Like, what do I even do in response to that? Like, how can I even... Okay, yeah, just move on. Other Final Four matchup. Auburn, SMU, 27-17 your scoreboard. Auburn driving and inside the 10-yard line right now. Can they get it in for 7 here? Will they have to settle for 3? Nope, they got the touchdown. And it's a 3-point game with the extra point, but the extra point is blocked. We've had some block kicks, and it's now a 4-point game, so that's pretty big. I mean, that's a big difference there, 3 and 4 points, as they'll throw outside. Oh, it's picked off, and immediately the first play of the drive, pick 6. Okay, Auburn, pick 6, and they got the lead, and they do hit the extra point, as they'll go play action and throw it down the middle of the field. SMU spinning off a tackler and into enemy territory. As from the 44, runner right up the middle, power and throw for a gain of 4 there. As draw play now, and the 1st down, and he'll have it to the 27-yard line. SMU very much in position to tie this game up, but can they go for the lead? I know they can. Picked off again, and Auburn taking it back, and they're gonna be going to a national title because they got 2 picks, a pick 6, the ball, and a lead. 7 minutes to go as Auburn hit as he's throwing, and you might have wasted that one. 3 and out as SMU, no harm done on that possession really, as they're gonna go keeper, and SMU 1st down, as they've really had the ball for most of this, but I mean, they've thrown 2 picks, and how about a 3rd? What is going on? SMU 3rd interception of the fourth quarter. They are just trying to hand you this game. And Auburn, you gotta get it done here. 6 minutes to play. You can't go 3 and out again, but it's 3rd down and 12. You might, and they will. They'll throw a pick right back. Come on. And SMU, how many breaks are you going to get in this game? You should never throw 3 picks in the fourth quarter of a game and have a chance to win. What was that fumble? He kicked it away, and somehow SMU keeps the ball. This is a chaotic corner, and it's caught inside the 10. What is going on? 4 turnovers and a fumble and a score for SMU. Touchdown. And the lead for the Mustangs, 5.5 to go for Auburn. I mean, do you have a little bit of just stability in you? Don't throw a pick, don't fumble, don't give yourself a reason to somehow lose this game, because even though you're losing right now and a loss is like not that absurd, I mean, it is considering the context here of getting 3 interceptions and a pick 6 in the fourth quarter. You should be winning this game. You should win this. 4 minutes to play. Auburn rolling, and he's sacked. Oh my goodness, it's 3rd and 23. Come on. He's got time. Someone got to get open, and he does, and a first down. It's just, who wants to lose this game more? 3:20 to go. They'll be set up after a 2-yard loss, 3rd down and 8, as they'll go outside, and it's caught for a first down. I really have just no clue who's going to win this one. 2:30 to go, and that pass underneath, it's inside the 10-yard line. What nonsense are we going to see this time around? Sacked! It's 4th down and 9. 2 minutes to play. Auburn, don't choke this one away. End zone! Intercepted again! And taken back, SMU! Return to the 28. Another pick. That's 3 for SMU, 2 for Auburn, 5 total. And now SMU gonna lock the game up with the first down. Unbelievable. 5 combined picks between the two teams in the fourth quarter. That's not something you see very often. Bridges, 20 sacks. An incredible season. He was awesome. Great player. And yeah, I mean, he'll go on and do his thing, as Kadu is going to go to LSU. Clayton Torre, hey, look at him. He's finally going to get a chance. And Terrell Scales going to have his time at TCU. And Diablo, I mean, he was a starter as a true freshman. No surprise that he's taken a big leap and still being a starter here. Sidney Kadu, impact dev. Also, Bridges ended up being like a 3rd-round pick. I don't know why I didn't capture that. But he was a 3rd-round pick. No, no worries there. Sidney Bulaga, next player, another wide receiver, 6'4", 90 speed. So, you know, these wide receivers all just being kind of contested specialists. It is what it is. But hey, we move on to the next season, where Scales, 900 snaps played, 6 sacks allowed as a center. It's not very good. Clayton Torre, okay season. I mean, actually pretty good season, but Illinois didn't really do much with it. Yeah, I mean, you know, he's an 82 overall quarterback, so probably not looking at like an NFL caliber player here. And we move ahead to Penn State once again, and they are in the playoffs and taking on Ole Miss. So we've seen a lot of Ole Miss in this video, whether we're spectating them or playing against them as one of our spectated teams here. It's 24-13. Passing the flats is caught, and he'll rumble ahead for 10 yards. So Diablo trying to get back to a national championship opportunity here. He made the Final Four last year, not able to do it this year. I mean, with the way the last season ended, it was ridiculous. It was stupid. He should have made it, should have had a chance there at a field goal or an opportunity to score and put themselves into that national title game. Now against Ole Miss here, trying to cut down from this 2-score deficit. 3rd down, 11, you're in field goal range, but you want that touchdown first, and you're down to the 2-yard line. First down and goal, run the ball into the end zone. Touchdown, Penn State. 2-point conversion try. Blitz sent in, and just too quick. Gets them down 24-19. as they will run the ball. Ole Miss still up by 5. Run the football for 7 yards there. Set up 3rd down and 2. Quick throw, and he's close. He's got it. 1st down, about as close as it gets. Another speed option, toss it out, and not far. 2 yards, 3rd down and 8. And they'll go back to the air, taking a shot down the field, and there's just only defense there. Receiver had no chance at that one. It's picked off. I mean, you didn't even give the receiver a chance, just overthrown and in double coverage. About as bad as it gets, as Penn State is having their drive just completely blown up. 2 plays, lose 8 yards, 3rd down and 18, and it doesn't even matter. You got 8 yards and you didn't even come halfway there. You punt the football right back, 3 and out, and Ole Miss going to the air, the first play of the drive. And when you have that much time in the pocket, eventually someone should be getting open as they go with the 1st down run, and he's reaching ahead, 1st down again. 3 minutes to go. Ole Miss can lock things up right now. Is Penn State going to start burning timeouts? Yep, there's one. 3rd down and 7 as they'll throw up top, wanting to just ice it, and incomplete. They'll settle for 3 instead, and the field goal to extend this lead is good, and it'll be an 8-point game. So Penn State, 2:40 to go, touchdown and 2-point conversions what they need, and 2 timeouts in their back pocket to use. 2-minute warning hits as 3rd down and 2, 1st down conversion, and 47-yard line as they will throw outside, caught with room to run, and on that screen he'll have 9. 1:20 to play. Pass in the middle of the field. 3 defenders all surrounding him, but he brings it in. 1:10 to go. Another pass up the middle, and another completion for 10. Take it down in inches as they go play action. Just check into the running back. He's got just enough for the 1st down. Stop the clock momentarily. Get it with 57 seconds to go. 28-yard line as he's going for the end zone. Wants it all. Caught! Touchdown! Penn State now needs the 2-point conversion for the tie as they are going to set things up. And what are you doing? What do you mean extra point? What is wrong with this game? Guys, what is Penn State broken? Is Penn State dumb? Onside kick, they don't they just lose. they just lose. Okay, cool. Thank you, Penn State. You're awesome. This stupid Penn State team, man, can't ever be serious. Not in real life, not in the game. Never be serious. What is wrong with these guys? All right. I don't know why. I feel like the further we've gotten along in this game cycle, the more, like, melted the brain of the AIs are when it comes to clock management, because I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, that is more egregious than any of them that I've seen. There's been occasions where, you know, with like 2 minutes to go, 3 minutes to go, they do it, but at least like they have all their timeouts, or maybe there's the 2-minute warning, and you have a chance here. You don't have to kick it onside, but like, even still, that's inexcusable. This one though, under a minute to go with 1 timeout, like, what is even the defense here? You'd rather take a 4% chance at an onside kick, and even still, you can kick the onside kick if you want to so badly, if you go for the 2-point conversion and get it. There's just no defense to that one. That's so bad. It's so bad. All right, well, that's a great way to end the season. Maxwell Waddle, next player. Whoa, look at that linebacker. Cool. Playoff opportunity. Penn State. I am terrified. But first, we have TCU versus App State, because we have our center for TCU involved in some action for once, as he will have a game against the 9-win App State squad and looking to punch that field goal through to score lead. TCU sitting here down by 11 to an App State squad. Screen is going to get them just 6 on the play as they will go read option. Keeper, quarterback to the outside. Get some good blocking. Oh, I think he's gone. Oh, he's going. And not going to be caught. And touchdown. 78 yards for the quarterback. Don't see many QB runs go near 80 yards, as Appalachian State now needs to respond the best way that they can, with still plenty of time left in this 4th quarter, as they will go keeper. I don't think their quarterback's nearly as fast and nearly as going as far, but hey, that's a solid run there. Midfield stripe as they will throw. Well, he tried to at least, but he's going down for a sack. 2nd down and 16 as he'll go to the outside, caught for a Gain of 9 on the play to set up 3rd down and 7. He goes over 100 passing yards. It's been a rough day for him, but it's been enough so far for a lead as they go punt the football away after the incomplete pass, and TCU has the chance to go and take the lead, win this game, and beat a team that they are expected to come out and beat. TCU is a much better squad than this App State squad, even if the records are pretty even, but App State, I mean, when you get this far into these games, or in these save files, especially this year, like these schools in like the Sun Belt and in the MAC and all of them, they're like 50 overalls. Like there's times where I've seen like schools be 0 stars, 47 overall. Like they're worse than FCS teams. Like I don't know. I think there needs to be a bit better of a balanced distribution of certain prospects going to certain schools, because I mean, some of these bad schools can't get a dang thing to go their way. As the TCU is going to break a tackle, get into the end zone. Touchdown for the Horned Frogs, as they will have a 3-point lead and a sack there. 2nd down turns to 3rd down and long as they go screen. And 1st down yardage is not going to be enough. They are under 2 minutes. They're probably going to go for it. Yes, they will. And they have pressure in. Sack. And goal to go on the other end for TCU. Conceal the game right here with a touchdown, and with ease they will score for TCU. And after starting down by 11, they end up winning by 10 and taking things home, where the center, I mean, he ends up with 2 sacks allowed and almost 1,100 snaps is pretty solid for him. We also have Illinois versus Florida, so that quarterback, I mean, it took him all these years to finally get into a spot where he's starting in a semi-big-time game. He went 10-2, 25th in the country, but I mean, yeah, Torrey is here throwing the football, 3rd down and 4. Can he, end his career beating a 6-6 Florida team? As he will have a handoff. No, keep it and get it outside. Completion, more than enough for the 1st down. Torrey's not had a good day. 100 yards, a touchdown, and a pick, so not great passing production, but he's doing his thing on this drive. 8 minutes to go in the handoff. Up the middle, getting free, inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. He's got almost 100 yards on the day, and they'll hand it to the backup running back, who's in for the touchdown. That will put Illinois up by 3, as he got in on the backfield on that jet pass, and oh my goodness, how did he get that? Should have been a tackle for a loss, and dude just somehow got like 13 yards on that play. That's ridiculous. And Florida running, scrambling, big run, and quarterback just shoots out of a cannon and gets themselves all the way over a 25-yard gain, and then a pass up top. Got a step and a touchdown. 3 impressive plays, all back to back to back. And a lead for Florida, and then immediately 1st chance, he gets to throw it on the next drive. Pick 6. Okay, things just turned around just like that with 6 minutes to go and a 2-score deficit. I feel like the story of this video a lot of the time, so there's been so many, like, weirdly, so many exactly 11-point deficits. This is one of those weird things. I don't think I'm going to put that one in the final stat category, the part of the video, because I didn't keep track of all of that. But still, there's been a lot of that. A lot of deficits for these players to overcome. We've had teams like Minnesota do it. I don't know if Illinois going to do it, because they're at 2nd and 20 after that sack, and a completion there will actually get them in a pretty good spot. 3rd down and 2, and they'll get hit as he's throwing. 4th down, 3 minutes to go. They'll actually try the field goal first. Don't mind it. Gotta hit it, though, and it's no good. Well, that's pretty pointless then, as they do get a 3-and-out, but by that point, they use timeouts, and it's looking like you got to get an onside kick now. So for Illinois to go and win this bowl game, to stay ranked, and I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. It's the final poll anyway, but you would have dropped out. It don't matter. Like, it really don't for the top 25. I mean, I guess for an 11-win season for Illinois, but 45 seconds to play. He throws a pick, and yeah, I mean, it really did not matter. All right, yeah, picked up, and Illinois takes the loss here to a 6-6 Florida team. Got a 3-point lead, and then all of a sudden, Florida just decided they wanted to wake up and play Torrey. 3 picks on the day, and not a good way to end your career. Overall, I mean, he's not bad for like an 85 overall quarterback at Illinois. Like, he actually was fairly productive, fairly efficient. Threw a decent amount of picks, but I mean, you're looking at the completion percentage and the yards per attempt and thinking that's really good. So we move on to the playoffs here, and well, Penn State gets the job done in round 1, 55-10 over Pitt. dominating game, and Diablo goes for 118 and a touchdown. And we move on, taking on USC now. So in the Rose Bowl, Penn State, USC, a fun matchup here, and we'll see if Diablo, I mean, he's been in the playoffs like every year of his career. He's been in the mix every single time. Hasn't been able to do it. Doesn't have to run into Ole Miss at least, but against USC, a 10-point lead and a sack. Loses 10 on the play. 2nd down and 20 as he'll go for a completion to get the sack yardage back, and 1 extra on top of that for 3rd down and 9. Wanted them to stay in field goal range. They'll run it, lose a yard, and they will kick the field goal though. From 57, kick is good, and it remains a 2-score lead. USC down by 13, and they will complete a pass for 5 to set up 3rd down and 5. As a quick slant again, 1st down, and now the 29-yard line. Play action as he'll step up and throw it for another nice one there. I mean, stringing together some 1st downs, stringing together completions, another one, spin move, and a 1st down. I mean, hey, you're doing a great job here for USC if you're trying to make this 2-score comeback, but hey, Penn State's defense gotta lock in a little bit here. Like, what are you doing? 34-yard line. Throwing again. USC. Well, guess what? He can't miss. I mean, his stats before this drive were atrocious, but now he can't miss. And he's got another one on the 5-yard line. 4 minutes to go. Run the ball. Stopped in the backfield. Well, they can't run it. You got to go back to the air. 3rd down and 2. They're going to actually keep it on the ground with the quarterback. Fighting. And down to like the half-yard line as he'll throw. Open. Touchdown. That was just really impressive stuff. I don't know if the single ball hit the dirt on that possession, as that is a Penn State screen for a 1st down. I mean, as long as you can either run the clock here or put some points up on the board, you should be out of here with the win regardless. But the last thing you want to do is give USC this ball back with a chance to do what they did on that last drive. 3rd down and 6, 2:40 to go. Game on the line here, and it's caught for a 1st down. One more to do it. One more to lock it up for good, and he's going to have it wide open up the middle. Game over, and Penn State wins it 23-14. They kicked the field goal like right at the buzzer, just to be rude, I guess. I don't know. But Diablo, 57 yards and a touchdown, and back in the semifinals. Penn State's found themselves here before with Diablo. How about once again, can they get to the national title this time? It's 21-21 on Oklahoma and a sack. 3rd down and 14 for Penn State. Backed up at their own 22-yard line as he's got nobody open, just trying to scramble with it, dives down. Kind of just concedes there and gives Oklahoma the football back as he gets sacked now. And, well, now it's Oklahoma's turn. Can they go from 3rd down and long? Well, he's going to try to take a shot. Dave, one-on-one coverage, incomplete. So both teams fail on those situations. And Penn State gets it back. 7 minutes to go. Intercepted. And just threw it. Both defenders were there underneath the route. And, yeah, you throw it right to a linebacker just sitting on it. You give Oklahoma great field position. And a nice stop in the backfield. Loss of 3. They'll set up 3rd down and 12 play action. Oklahoma taking another shot deep. This time left side of the field. Oh, he brought it in. Touchdown, Sooners. That was good coverage, just a better throw and a better catch, and a 7-point lead as Penn State now down and with 6 minutes to go. Got to do something here on 3rd down. They will. That's a nice grab. 40-yard line. A lot of screens here as that one, not to the running back. That's number 89, and he loses 4 yards on the play. Maybe never throw him a screen again as they'll go deep pass. Oh, he's wide open. Oh, he caught it, but the defender closed in. If that one was a little bit more like in stride, he had it for the touchdown, but I guess it don't matter because you deal it right on the next play. Touchdown to tie it up. 4 minutes to go for Oklahoma, and they need to now just play it simple, play it safe. We got to convert here, though. They do. And, yeah, you play it simple, you play it safe. You can run this clock down, kick a field goal, and do what Penn State isn't able to do, and that's actually know how to manage a late-game situation. I mean, I don't know if I'm about to watch another generational meltdown in a late-game scenario, but let's hope not, as 3 minutes to play, and he's going to run for it and slides down for a gain to 2nd down and 3, 7 yards on the play action. He's going deep again, and he's not going to have it this time around. Picked off. One too many times, and you paid the price for it. Penn State with the ball now, and well, you could flip it around, flip the script, and now you could be the ones to do it at the end of the game. But I mean, I don't have any confidence in this team late game, and they just go 3 and out anyway, so what does it even matter? This Penn State team is just, once it hits under 2 minutes, they just forget how to do anything. So, will they choke this one away? Throw to the outside. Caught for a gain of 4, 3rd down and 3. Come on, defense. And no, he's open. 1st down. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Penn State defense. I mean, they have to burn that final timeout. 3rd down. They can get the ball if they stop them here. If you get an incomplete, it's big. Throw it up. And, oh, no, it's a touchdown. That was your chance to get off the field for a field goal with a minute to go. Now, I mean, you get the ball back still with a minute, but you need to score a touchdown here. That's a lot more difficult. Tip ball and incomplete. It's 4th and 5. And with the game on the line, he's hit incomplete. Oh, my goodness. Their brain actually just, like, melts when it gets under 2 minutes. What in the world? All right, well, Oklahoma wins it, and Penn State, Diablo has 74 yards and a touchdown on the season as a whole, 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns, and could be going to the NFL, maybe. I mean, 4 100-yard performances, pretty good year. Best game was a playoff game, and yeah, he's gonna go and be a projected 7th rounder. I don't love that for him. Sidney Bulaga, he went to Clemson, immediately is going to transfer. Diablo goes in the 6th round, could have, I guess, benefited. But you know what? He was probably ripping his hair out going to that school and having the late game jokes that they did. Scales goes in the 4th round, and Sidney Bulaga actually is going to transfer all the way to Florida Atlantic. Maxwell Waddle goes to Notre Dame. So Notre Dame's grabbed a couple of these players. I mean, basically, like, all of them have transferred, I think, at some point. But Bulaga, he's going to be the #1 receiver for Florida Atlantic. And, I mean, he's probably too good to be playing there. He took a pretty decent leap, and I don't know what he's doing there, but hey, go crazy, I guess. Go crazy in the smaller conferences and see what happens. I don't know. We'll go ahead. Antoine Rooks. Hey, look at that, an agile player. Sidney Bulaga. Oh boy, he won Freshman of the Year. Look at that stat line: 1,500 yards, 16 touchdowns. No playoffs for Florida Atlantic, but they actually were a pretty good school. As Sidney Cadu gets a start a little bit, and 48 tackles, 2 sacks, and a pick. Yeah, Florida Atlantic ranked conference champions, 11-2. And, yeah, I mean, they were almost a playoff team. They could have gotten that 12 seed, but, you know, just a little off. And, I mean, yeah, you have a Freshman of the Year player walk in and change the complete complexion of your organization, of your program. Yeah, it's going to be a team that is now suddenly really successful, because also when I was talking earlier about North Texas being one of the better group teams in the game when it comes to sim, Florida Atlantic is also one of them. They're a really good team. I mean, not so much on that. Was that an edge rusher on a receiver? What is number 95 doing covering a receiver on a deep ball? Okay, never mind. I take back what I said. They who let that happen? This has been a wacky one. All right, Bulaga, 1st down. He's got 100 yards in this game. It's been some weird stuff to happen in this video. Like I said earlier as well, I feel like the more we've gotten into the cycle of this game, the more this game just, like, weird things happen. You know, we've had some weird offsides penalties, bad clock management. We just had a defensive end covering a wide receiver on a deep ball. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on here at this point. But, hey, I'm just here enjoying the ride, and I hope you guys are too. 21-24 your score as Florida Atlantic driving down the field here. 5 minutes to play. 3rd down and 6. And they're going to go outside. There he is, Bulaga again. Go-to receiver, adding to his Freshman of the Year campaign as another completion to him. I mean, this is our 2nd player we've had this video win Freshman of the Year as well. So, you know, not a first-timer in this one. But Bulaga putting up major statistics. 4th down and 2. They're going to have to kick the field goal here. And just content taking the tie as Marshall takes it over. 4 minutes to go. And a check down is going to get him the 1st down. Would love to see Florida Atlantic, though, try to, come out here, win this game, give themselves some good momentum, because Bulaga's going to be around for another season unless he transfers. And, hey, you could be making a playoff push here. You're going to have him, a whole lot better. You get a stop here. So this would be a pretty big win for this program, as now from 3rd down and 3, they're going to go for a receiver. It's not Bulaga, but it's one of the other guys for a 1st down. 2-minute warning about a hit. Swing it outside. Marshall all over it, and the broken tackle is going to make him lose 9 yards on that completion. Oh, my goodness. 2nd down and 19. They'll get some of those yards back, and 3rd down and 11 as they will throw. And a flag down flag. That's going to be a hold. So, yeah, it was an incomplete pass regardless. So, you know, you're going to have to punt the football away. Now we are looking for potential overtime watch here. I mean, we're down to the 2-minute mark. And Marshall, okay, maybe never mind. Big play there. They're already across midfield. So, looking for that game-winning field goal drive. And they are what I would assume is field goal range if their kicker has a 50-yard leg. First down and 10, completion, and another first down. Well, yeah, your kicker should definitely have the leg for this one, and they will run it down, take the clock down all the way to zeros, and Marshall will kick it for the win. That's unfortunate for Florida Atlantic. I thought that, you know, winning that game could have gone a long way, boost their star rating a little bit, but Bulaga, 125 and a touchdown. Look at the season as a whole. 90 catches, 1,600 yards, 17 touchdowns, averaged 18 yards a grab. Look at the game he had against Florida International. What in the world? That's ridiculous. Ole Miss back on the board. Antoine Rooks, another player going to Ole Miss. We've had them and Notre Dame be pretty heavily featured in this game. Sidney Cadu actually is going to take a step back this year. I mean, he went up in overall, but not on the depth chart. Bulaga looks awesome. Maxwell Waddle, maybe will be a nice special teamer for Notre Dame. Antoine Rooks, star development, and what do you know? He is a center again. As we are coming in on the last two players of this video, and it will be a tight end, Josh Traore, pure possession, and we move to the playoffs, and look who's in there, Florida Atlantic. They made the playoffs. So they were 21 last year, 16th this year. It's enough. Yeah, could do. Just a backup player. Ole Miss is going to end up smacking around Kansas because that center, Rooks, was a day one starter for them, which is pretty nice. And yeah, he ends up only allowing 1 sack and 1,000 snaps, so good on him. But yeah, Sidney Bulaga, not only playoffs, but an NCAA All-American season. I mean, I haven't showed you all the NCAA All-Americans because you can assume if somebody's winning best linebacker, best tight end, they're obviously NCAA All-Americans. So I don't need to show you that. But yeah, he was an NCAA All-American. No best receiver award, but he was doing his thing. 9 minutes to play, and it's a close one against USC. You have a chance here against the Trojans on the road. 3rd down and 10. Bulaga's already had a pretty big game up until this point, and there he is again! Oh, Bulaga! Hey, he's gone! 50-yard touchdown for the lead! It's Sidney Bulaga. I mean, how much can one receiver carry a team? Because his statistics up until this point, you'll see them by the end of the game, but my goodness, he is going ridiculously nuts right now, and that 50-yard touchdown is what gives Florida Atlantic the lead. But now, can you hold on to it? From the 44, pass is caught, right down the middle, 2 defenders are there, breaks out of a tackle, makes a move, oh, how did he get by everybody? Inside the 10, pylon knocked over, but he's down at the 2. How did you let that happen? That is a play that was already a big play, but it turned into a monumental play because they get a touchdown off of it. And USC right back on top. No 2-point conversion for the 7-point lead. They'll just maintain the 6-pointer as you see the running game. 16 carries, 17 yards. It is just a pick. Oh my goodness, it went right to him. This is not good. Not good for Florida Atlantic. Okay, well, you're starting to see why this team is a one-man show here. This is looking like Jamar Chase with the Jake Browning Bengals. No defense, no QB, no help, no run game, just a touchdown for USC. 41-28, and they will have to try to pull off a comeback here, down by 13 with under 7 to go. Play action. And he is going to step up, and he's going to scramble. Okay, that's a first down. Sliding down for 7 yards on the play as they go with a little toss. Okay, they tried to get it to Bulaga on an end around. It didn't work. 3rd and 17. Oh, no. He got something here. Throw it deep. It's Bulaga again. He brings it in. How much can one receiver do for you? He's throwing to the outside, and, well, broken tackle tight end is going to run through, and that's a really good job from him to manage to get that first down there. As 4.5 to go, throw over the middle's caught. 3rd down and 2 in the red zone. Needing to cut this down, and a 4th down. They lost 3 yards on the play, and this could be your game here. They catch it, 1st down. All right, keep it going a little bit longer. You have one more try at this. If you can get a touchdown here, get a stop. He'll throw out of bounds. 3rd down and goal. Blitz sent in, and he can't handle it. Sacked. Third down, a sack, and now fourth and goal from the 14-yard line. He's just not able to handle the pressure. Sacked again. And Florida Atlantic, I mean, yeah, just overpowered. They just are not a good enough team. That completion for a first down will keep it going. Will it be another one? Yes, it will be. Run out this clock. Third down and 15. Florida Atlantic, can you get off the field here? Yes, you can. All right, at the 2-minute warning, they'll kick a field goal. Kick, good. I mean, I'd like to see a miracle happen, and look who it is, Bulaga again. There he's going for 18 more yards on the play. I guess just force feed him the ball, see what happens as they find another receiver. I mean, the rest of the passing game hasn't been too bad, but yeah, this is what I said. It's the Jake Browning Bengals team. They can throw the ball. Quarterback's not great, but they can throw it. They can't do anything else. 37 seconds to go. Completion, down to the 3. Goal to go, and it's going to be a touchdown. I mean, if you get a 2-point conversion and an onside kick, I guess. But the 2-point conversion is going to be incomplete, and that will do it. Onside kick picked up by USC, but I mean, hey, you might have lost, but take a look at what Bulaga was able to do this game. I mean, you've seen him just in the fourth quarter had like 100 yards and a touchdown. How about 11 catches, 238 yards, and 4 touchdowns? Are you kidding me? 1,800 yards and 20 touchdowns on the season. I mean, if you want to say, hey, he just formed small school competition, well, his best game was against USC, so he's going to go to the draft, and he's only a 5th-round pick, which is criminal, but I would have liked to see him actually stay around for 1 year and maybe even go and transfer to a big school. Kadu doesn't get drafted. Josh Traore ends up going to Georgia, and we are left with Maxwell Waddle still here at Notre Dame. I mean, will it be a Notre Dame player that doesn't transfer? Antoine Rook still here at Ole Miss and still a starter. Josh Traore, elite development tight end, so a really good-looking tight end here. And I mean, we've had a lot of them. Only one's been really like game-changing. And then the final player will be Lester Groupie, who is also a tight end and a bust tight end. That's a great way to finish it off as we head to the playoffs. Ole Miss is taking on North Carolina. So Maxwell Waddle has played just a couple of seasons and has 14 career tackles, so he's not really played much yet. Obviously, the other tight end didn't really get any action, buried on Georgia's depth chart. And we head into the game where our center for Ole Miss is playing against UNC. And 24-17 near score. North Carolina finds their way into the end zone. Touchdown UNC. And it's 31-17 with 8 minutes to go. And a swat on third down 11. Now they got to convert here. Already down by 14. Can't afford to give the ball back, and they do convert here. 33-yard line. Run it up the middle. Make a cut and get free where he's going to get to the 50-yard line. And they'll throw a bubble screen out now as it'll get 6 yards on that one. 7 minutes to go. 44 yards out. Getting a run. I mean, the run game's been wide open up the middle, but I mean, you got to eventually be able to convert on some of these passes. You could scramble your way down the field. I guess there is still plenty of time where you can run the football, at least on this drive, but you do worry about how much time North Carolina could take up, especially with that fumble. No, it's scooped up by UNC. You drop back pass, and that was ugly. 5 minutes to go, and that drive, I mean, it took time, and it just ate up maybe your last opportunity to come back in this one as they get a conversion here. And this is where the clock starts to drain. 3rd down and 5. Throw it deep, and I guess they want to just go for a dagger shot. Incomplete. 4th down, and they give it back. But here we go. 4th down and inches for Ole Miss on their next drive. They actually get it on a big conversion. They're still running the football with 3 minutes to go. I guess, why not? I mean, they can't throw the ball to save their lives because all that time, and they get an open man. Oh, he stays in bounds. Okay, he's got a lot of room. And all right, take it for 26 yards. 2nd down now from the 20. Pass, caught, and in. Touchdown, Ole Miss. Maybe not over quite yet, but they have to get a stop here, and they do not. And that will be your game. So Ole Miss hung around, not able to get it done, though. And that will be a loss 31-24. That's a season that comes to an end, and we're kind of in that home stretch as Rooks, 1,100 snaps, 5 sacks allowed. Josh Traore is going to transfer due to playing time, I guess. He's going to go to UAB, not the best school if we're looking for success. Lester Groupie goes to Tennessee. But yeah, we're in that home stretch where we have no more players to add to the world of college football. We're just riding out the rest of these guys' careers. Waddle looks pretty nice at this point. Rooks, also pretty solid player as well. And we will have Traore. He will be playing at UAB, so, I mean, good for him. Not a whole lot better. Lester Groupie, last player, is a normal dev tight end. Oh boy, I would have to imagine he wouldn't want to stick around and, you know, ride the bench at Tennessee because he's probably not going to develop into being some crazy player. Playoffs, there's nothing to speak of. Ole Miss was really close, number 12 in the country at 9-3. Maxwell Waddle was a kind of rotational player, number 3 linebacker, didn't do much. Josh Traore, starting tight end, 350 yards, 2 touchdowns, no bowl game. Lester Groupie, a whopping 1 catch, but it was a touchdown, so he made the most of them. And for Ole Miss in their bowl game, it was a 45-13 domination, as they have a 3-year starter at center and Antoine Rooks, who played 1,000 snaps each of this 3 seasons that he was there, and he's just gonna go and declare for the draft. I mean, I guess I could like hop in and manually persuade him since it was guaranteed, but again, hands off. I kind of let it, whatever happens happens. If he was convinced to stay, he'll stay. He ends up getting drafted in the 4th round. Lester Groupie transfers and he'll go to Army. So we have an Army tight end, a UAB tight end, and Maxwell Waddle is actually really good. He stuck around all this time and is finally going to start and be a guy for them. And Lester Groupie and these tight ends, I mean, they're starting. They are playing. They're just not playing on good teams. But Notre Dame, here we go. Playoff action. Might be our last chance to see something go down here. 488 yards for Traore and 3 touchdowns. So step up for him this season. Not a bad year for a starting tight end. And for Lester Groupie, 60 grabs, 560, and 3 touchdowns. But Maxwell Waddle has been here, riding the bench year after year. Now he's here, taking on Ole Miss, because of course he is. Ole Miss has been haunting us in this video. Good reasons and bad reasons. We've spectated them. They've won a national title. We have also faced against them multiple times. And Notre Dame scores a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from a tie. They are not going to get it, though, as it'll be, I feel like every time our teams have played against Ole Miss, they have lost. And Notre Dame, though, trying to knock off that trend. Sack, 3rd down and 15, as they are going to run for it. He's not going to come close, though, and it'll be Notre Dame football with under 8 minutes to go and a 2-point deficit. 2nd down and 4 after a 6-yard gain, as they'll run right up the middle. 1st down, as he is getting it closer for a potential field goal opportunity, as now they're definitely in field goal range here. 8 yards on the play, 2nd down and 2, caught for a 1st down, as they'll have it at the 22-yard line, and they are going to run it into the red zone. They are just moving the football phenomenally right now. There's still obviously plenty of time for Ole Miss if they do put it in the end zone or get a field goal. I mean, I guess anything could happen here. We've seen some wild stuff happen in this video already. 3rd down and goal, set up the screen. Can he get into the end zone, though? And no, you can, and you don't even have a chance to really go for it here. If you got close, if it was maybe a yard or 2 out, you'd consider it. Instead, though, field goal. No, he missed it. This is what I mean. Crazier things have happened. He missed the field goal. Come on. Ole Miss takes it over with 3 to go. They could go 3 and out. They actually will go 3 and out. So, cool, but I mean, dude, can any of these teams that we spectate not be like the meanest chokers ever? What is, like, seriously, what is up with this video? Deep ball and incomplete. 3rd down and 6, as he's gonna throw it, and it will be another deep ball, and this one's wide open. Touchdown. There we go. As now Ole Miss takes over with just 2.5 to play. Down by 5, sliding for a short gain. 3rd down and 7. They set up the running back on the pass, where he's going to have a first. Can you hold on? Can Notre Dame manage to pull this one off? I don't know, man. I feel like I've watched every single team we've played with choke these games away, except Ole Miss. So yeah, I mean, it's just Ole Miss that wasn't choking, which is about as unrealistic of a video as it gets. How is the only team that hasn't choked in this video been Ole Miss? Oh my goodness, they're gonna score. They're down to the 3. Come on, Notre Dame, 30 seconds, touchdown. Oh my goodness, they don't go for two. So actually, I mean, you have a timeout, and that's actually a good incomplete pass. You don't want to catch that one and lose your final timeout. Just take a shot, and incomplete. 3rd down and 10, 19 seconds to go. Can he get a deep ball and a timeout to kick a field goal? Deep ball, and he's got it! Oh, come on, timeout, please. They're kicking the field goal, and he make this one. It's good. He actually made a field goal, and we might actually get a clutch win. Deep ball, it's caught, but 1 second to go, no timeouts, and Notre Dame actually with a clutch victory. I cannot believe it. We've had a team that we are spectating get a clutch win. And will that lead to national championship glory after a first-round win? Waddle 5 tackles for loss and half a sack. I mean, this truly is our last chance at some sort of a national championship run. I doubt UAB or Army's gonna get there. No disrespect to you, but USC is gonna end up taking a 2-score lead. And I've seen this one before, an 11-point deficit. Oh boy, let's see if they can come back from this one. Actually, I was disrespecting a little earlier. Minnesota was pretty clutch at certain points, but they did lose that one game where they came back, and then, you know, it was a little back and forth, and it was a fumble now. Come on. I just can't with these guys. Picked up USC down to the 6-yard line, and it will be USC trying to extend that lead. I mean, if it's 3 scores, it's done. Can you hold them off here, though, for a field goal, as they are going to get sacked? All right, you at least held off for the field goal and are going to keep it a 2-score game, but with 8 minutes to go, you need to get some going on offense. As you're going to throw outside, there you go, 7 yards, and 3rd down and 3 now. As pass to the outside is going to be caught. There you go. Left side, right side, it's working, and you're moving the football, the 40-yard line. And with time in the pocket, he's going to roll. He's going to step up. He's still looking, now eventually going to run. And I guess the defender for USC, number 25, I guess he just didn't feel like chasing him. Cool. All right, nice 20-yard run as they are going to complete another pass. 12 more on the play. 3rd down and 6, though, as they'll go deep in the end zone. Picked off. USC takes it away. And a 14-point deficit now and a turnover. There you go, USC gonna start running out this clock, and I think our last chance to see any sort of national championship success, any sort of significant playoff run, it might be up in flames, up in smokes as 3rd down. Oh, it's picked off! Okay, it stays in bounds! Oh, he's taking it! Gone! Touchdown! And just how quickly things have turned! It's a 1-score game, and Notre Dame has all their timeouts as USC runs for a first. But it's possible now. 2:30 to go. Floats it for the 1st down. Notre Dame's going to have to start burning them. They can't allow another first. They cannot allow it. They're going to throw it down the field. Oh, it's picked off again. What is USC doing? This is ridiculous. And now it's USC on the ropes here as they're going to throw 3rd down and 9. 2-minute warning. It's caught, 1st down. Come on. Can they pull it off? That's going to be a loss of 3. And now is 3rd and 13. Wide open, though. 1 man to beat. He's brought down inside the 20. Come on, just had to get by him, but you could still put it in. And if so, you're left with a decision. Do you want to go for 2? But you have to get it in regardless. You have to make sure you get the touchdown first. As with a minute to go, it's 1st and goal. 4 yards out, 40 seconds now, running. Not there, 2nd and goal. 39 seconds, you're out of timeouts, but you shouldn't have to worry about it. Pass it outside, caught, and now 28 seconds to go. Clock running, 3rd and goal, to the air, end zone. Oh no, picked off. No! Intercepted! USC wins the game! Oh my goodness, you didn't even have the fun decision at the end to go for 2 or not. You just threw the pick. Waddle, 100 tackles, 14 for a loss, 3 picks, 2 forced fumbles. Not a bad season at all. And he'll be going under the NFL at 95 overall, 1st-round draft pick, which leaves us with just 2 players left, and both players are not going to really produce much for us, I would imagine. Lester Groupie especially, no disrespect to you, but you're sitting here as an 80 overall at Army, not really doing a whole lot. Traore, 560 yards, 3 touchdowns. Once again, no bowl action. He's just kind of existing along. Same thing with Groupie. Under 10 yards a grab again. Worse season than last year. And he's going to be going into his senior season. So Traore is actually going to go to the draft, 91 overall, and go and be selected in the 4th round. So good for him. And we will just sim out the last season for Lester Groupie, where, I mean, maybe he could put up some good numbers for us or something here. But, I mean, good yards per catch, and he was all right. I mean, he's an 84 overall. We weren't really expecting a whole lot, which brings us to the end, but don't go away quite yet. He doesn't get drafted, but we have the final stats, final statistics, and the final recap of everything that went down here in this video. You can take a look at the national champions and the Heisman winners year by year, just because I know some people like to look at that stuff, but hope you've all enjoyed up until this point, and like, comment, and subscribe, as all that stuff is super helpful for me. But we had so it was an odd crop of players this time around. I don't know how I feel about how the athletes. I don't remember it being like this last year with the athletes, but you know, we'll you know, talk about it a little bit more. Let's get into all the statistics and start how we usually start, with the location and where these players all came from. Very spread out, very much no area dominated. 3 from Texas, 3 from Florida, 2 from Indiana, Missouri, Mississippi, and Georgia, and then 1 from Colorado, North Carolina, Ohio, Minnesota, Virginia, Michigan, Utah, Alabama, New Jersey, Louisiana, and Maryland. So very spread out. No area got more than 3, which I feel like doesn't usually happen. Usually, like, Texas, Florida, Georgia, one of those states, or California, will go and get like 4 or 5. Just maybe, I guess this batch was a little bit more spread out than usual, though. It's the positions that were really weird. So the most was center, 6 out of 25. So almost like a quarter of these players were centers. No other offensive linemen, no guards, no tackles. Every single agile lineman was made a center. And no D linemen, even though those players very much do play D-line and have good D-line stats. Check them out if you don't believe it. Linebackers, there were 5 of them. All of them were thumper linebackers who just kind of got stuck there. I would imagine they also could play other positions too. I've had athlete linebackers who could play safety because typically they have pretty nice coverage stats and have some nice athleticism. 5 tight ends, all of them pure possession. Don't really imagine there's a whole lot of diversity there, though some of them can typically play linebacker. Wide receiver, 4 of them, all contested catch specialists. So again, not a lot of diversity there. On the off chance, I have seen the occasional cornerback. 2 quarterbacks that were dual threats. Those guys could play running back. Those guys can play receiver typically, but they, you know, obviously didn't. 2 edge rushers and 1 running back. We also just didn't have a whole lot of luck in the gem department. Just 2 gems out of 25, while 5 of them were busts. It led to 6 elites, 11 stars, which even still, like, given the gem to bust ratio, 17 out of 25 being star or elite is still pretty good odds, especially if you can say we got a down batch of players. That, you know, it still was, what, 68% of them were pretty high-end devs. 5 were impact, 3 were normal, so even some of the busts weren't even normal devs. There were some impacts, some of them which were lower overalls, but, you know, one of the busts was literally like a #1 overall prospect who was still 77 impact dev, which isn't that bad at all. Taking a look at the depth path for these players, on average about a 76 overall. There were no, like, generationals, no nuts players, highest only being 78, so not even like an 80 overall player day 1. I think the highest was that Minnesota tight end who was a 78. He was boosted with stuff, but, you know, 73 was the lowest. But other than that 73, generally it was pretty consistent at a 76, 77 overall. 81 by year 2, 85 by year 3, 88 by year 4. Not a lot of year 5 players, but if they did, about an 89 overall. Peak overall throughout the video was 96, again, the Minnesota tight end. And the biggest 1-year jump, that receiver for Clemson had a +13. Biggest career jump, +20. Lowest career jump, yeah, I mean, 78 to 83, which brings us to the overall ladder. 21 out of 25 were 85 overall, so there were 4 players that were just kind of straight up stinkers. and it was tight ends and centers that kind of populated that. The higher overall high end players, I mean, there were tight ends up there too, but wide receivers, even though there wasn't a lot, the wide receivers did perform typically pretty good. The linebackers kind of got up there. So when you're getting these top athletes, 90 plus, about half of them, and then when you're getting kind of that upper echelon, 93, 94, 95, you're getting 5, 6 of these guys that can hit that, and 2 of them being in the mid 90s or better, which is, I mean, I think we've had better in videos, but not bad by any means. And then to quickly cover the draft production here for the guys, I think it's one thing that we have kind of noticed this year is a lot of hit or misses, where there's just not a lot of these top rated players to be day 3 picks, or at least like 5th, 6th, and 7th round picks. Typically those rounds are completely outdone by the undrafteds, and if one of these players, it's either, they're a 90 something overall, they're one of the top draft picks, or one of the top rounds, they're day 1, day 2 picks, or they just stink and they're undrafted, and not many of them kind of fit themselves into that day 3 area. I know 4th round had a lot here, but even still, I mean, there were some that probably should have been higher. Like one of our 5th rounders or 4th rounders was Bulaga, who's like one of the best players of the video. So like even then, I mean, he was only there because he left early, small school, and all that other stuff. But yeah, a lot of hit or misses. And we head over to the milestones, where 12 of them, so just under half, made a playoff appearance. 6 of those 12 were able to win in the playoffs. Also, 12 out of 25 stayed at one school. Also, 6 of them made an NCAA All-American. Like I said, I didn't show you if they made an NCAA All-American, if they won an award, because if they're best tight end in the nation, obviously they're NCAA All-American. So 4 of them won an award. 1 won a national title, which was our edge rusher from Ole Miss. 1 won a Heisman, which was the first player of the video. And there were, 17 out of 25. So that means there were 8 players to never even make a bowl game, or weren't starting when they made a bowl game. Whereas 7 players, 7 out of 25, were 3-year starters or more. I don't think there were any 4-year starters. I think if you were a 3-year starter, you kind of just left, but still a decent amount of 3-year guys. And finally, that takes us to the best of the best, where we got off to a hot start. Eric Carlisle was the first player up to a 93 overall, Heisman winner, 10,000 yards, playoff appearances, and 2,800 rushing yards and 28 rushing touchdowns. He was an absolute monster, and I would say maybe the best player of the video. And then we had the Ole Miss edge rusher. How about 48 sacks? He had a 25 sack season, was the only national champion. Max Nene, when you look at these stats on paper, 2,800 receiving yards and 20 receiving touchdowns, you don't think it's anything crazy, but it was a tight end. And for that to be production from a tight end, that's pretty big. Also, 2-time best tight end winner, which is really impressive as well. Keon Chesley kind of got the nod here for that other spot, where he was a multiple-time award winner. He won like the Bednarik and the other awards and all of that stuff for his big season, which he was an incredible coverage linebacker that one year. Playoff appearances, first-round draft pick, great player. And then I wanted to give that final nod to Sidney Bulaga. Only a 2-year guy, but in those 2 years, 3,500 yards, 37 touchdowns, was just purely dominant. I don't care that he was a 2-year player. I don't care that it was a small school. I don't care that he was a 5th-round pick. I don't care that he was only a 91 overall. He was dominant. He was incredible, and when you seen him against USC, he put up the best game of his career, so he did it against top-tier competition as well. He was an awesome player I would have loved to see more of, and I also would have loved to see him play at a bigger school. But I think it's pretty clear. I think Eric Carlisle and, the edge rusher were like the 2 best performing players, all things considered. And then Nene was maybe the overall best player at his position, for a tight end to be that good. And he was also the highest overall of the video. So let me know what you guys all thought, as that will wrap things up here. Like, comment, and subscribe, as I hope you guys all enjoyed, and, all the effort and time that it takes to put into these videos and get them out to you guys, as I hope you keep on enjoying them. I hope you keep on supporting them, and I will see you guys all in the next one.